Yes, he does.
Woo! Talk sports after hours with Tommy Lugauer, 7 to midnight. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Yeah, on this, the final day of July in the year 2026, it's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash, without Evan Roberts, who's off seeing a comic book movie that didn't need to be made, but it's going to make a ton of money. It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash. Connor Green along with us the way, and a fun, jam-packed show to get into. Taking you up until about 1:40 in Yankee pregame as they play back-to-back day games versus two different teams in the city of Chicago. We'll get into that bad Yankee loss and Aaron Boone snapping with the media, showing a little fire. Finally. Coleman runs points, which I have a problem with, which I'm sure we'll debate later. We will get into, of course, the New York Football Giants. Connor Hughes, SNY, is out in West Virginia. He'll join us in about an hour from now. And the Mets did strike in the deadline with A.J. Minter being moved off to the Minnesota Twins, and we'll get into all the ramifications of that. But there's a little story that I semi-teased yesterday on the air to Evan that I was looking into because it popped. And I had to have more time to kind of let it wash over me and say, yeah, big deal, little deal, no deal. And I started to think it was a bigger deal as the day went on. And then last night, I am sitting there miserable after a Yankee loss, taping another one of my 1,000 Giants podcasts, and I get a little text from Tiki Barber going, I think we should talk about this tomorrow. And this is how much I respect Tiki, because Tiki lets me and Evan, like two idiots, argue over opens every single day, and he goes with the flow. But when Tiki speaks, I listen. And Tiki Barber wants to get into Baker Mayfield today. And that is the story yesterday I teased to Evan. And let's start, before we talk about this, so everybody knows what the hell we're talking about, with what Baker Mayfield said to the Tampa Bay media yesterday. And then we'll tie into exactly how the hell it matters here in New York.
Been some of the best years of my career, and I think it's only going to trend upwards, just being comfortable and feeling that. So disappointing in that regard to not have, to feel disrespected a little bit. And that's really the disappointing part, to feel undervalued after, thinking you've earned it. This is not a poor me thing. There's a lot of other people that have it way worse off, but I can sit here and look at other quarterbacks and peers and evaluate myself based on that and put myself in certain categories that I deserve to be compensated for that. And I think I'm a franchise quarterback. I've been told I'm a franchise quarterback. It's been said publicly from ownership down here. And so to not have a deal done is very disappointing. But I said the deadline was a deadline, and I addressed the team to let them know I meant that. It's all ball. I'm with these guys.
So here's the thing, Shaun.
All right.
When you sign a 3-year deal, Baker Mayfield, 3 years, this is his third year, 2 seasons ago, signed a 3-year deal. Essentially, and he was young. He was 28 years old when he signed that deal. And it felt like, okay, this is just a test to see if it's worth a longer-term deal. But when you sign a 3-year deal, especially when you're a quarterback, it's essentially a 2-year deal. Because that second year is to prove that you deserve a longer deal, correct? So Baker Mayfield, in his make-it year, right, his contract year, had a down season. I know he says he's a top-tier quarterback in the NFL. He was basically the top 12. He was a 12th quarterback in the NFL last year. He had a down season. They lost a bunch of games at the end of the year, and it was frustrating, and they lost the division, and it was bad, right? It just didn't sit right with anyone around the Buccaneers. With that being said, when I see someone disgruntled, being maybe put out to trash, if I'm one of these teams that is QB desperate, that, to me, is an opportunity. So we know this is the case in Atlanta. Atlanta's got a you-know-what sandwich with their quarterback situation.
God. Tua and Penix, and both are hurt.
Penix, who is hurt. Both of them are hurt.
Yeah, both suck, both hurt.
There's some rookie who I have never heard of who is actually the starting quarterback, and Cooper Rush. Right, and then you go to the Browns. The Browns have Deshaun Watson, who hasn't played in however many years, and Shedeur Sanders, whom you may believe in, but I'm not so sure.
And by the way, an organization that casted Baker Mayfield away to come up with this mess.
Minnesota Vikings, right? Minnesota Vikings, who got rid of a Super Bowl winning quarterback Sam Darnold, and now they have Kyler Murray, who busted out in Arizona, and J.J. McCarthy, who looks like he's going to be a bust as well. And then you have the Jets.
Oh, yes.
And the New York Jets, who bring in Geno Smith, they talk about him like he's the savior, going to take you to the promised land, and you draft Cade Klubnik. Look, I'm higher on Cade Klubnik than most people, but that's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, he's a fourth-round pick. Right. And so I look at these teams, and there's a couple other ones like Pittsburgh. What are they going to do if Aaron Rodgers isn't the guy, or the Indianapolis Colts if Daniel Jones is not really the guy? But those are secondary thoughts. There are 4 teams: the Atlanta Falcons, the Cleveland Browns, the Minnesota Vikings, and the New York Jets that don't have a quarterback steady solution, right? You don't know what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. How can you not look at Baker Mayfield and say, I need to consider going after him? And if I'm the Jets in particular, I would look at where I am right now with Geno and Cade Klubnik and weigh it versus what Baker Mayfield has been and what he potentially could be. Because even if he's not good, even if he's not fantastic, he ultimately is probably better than what you have in your quarterback room right now. And so Baker Mayfield to the New York Jets has to be a real conversation. It has to be. And I think if the Jet fan really thought about it, and by the way, this is not getting rid of your first-round pick who you're going to draft next year. You can draft that guy anyways. You get Baker a 2-year deal or a 3-year deal. It's fungible with the cap. You have him for 2 years. It lets the young kid play or not play. And again, that's not what I'm worried about. I'm talking about looking at your QB room and saying, who's best for it right now? And if I'm the Jets or the Vikings or the Browns or the Atlanta Falcons, I have to weigh this. I have to look at this as an opportunity to go steal somebody from a disgruntled situation in Tampa Bay. Because I got to tell you, it feels like Tampa is crumbling.
Yeah, well, you had Vita Vea to start the week requesting a trade, and we kind of brushed that aside, even though I pointed out how much I think that would have been a fit for the Giants. But Baker Mayfield getting in front of the media and saying flat out he feels disrespected, and I thought pretty poignantly gave the exact reasons why. I don't know how you could be anti-Baker Mayfield after he says that. He's right.
He said it humbly.
Yeah,
and he didn't say it like he was pissed off. He said it like, you know what, I just thought this would get done. I thought they loved me.
Right. They told me I was a franchise quarterback.
Yes.
And that is true. If you tell somebody you're a franchise quarterback, you don't let them play out this year on that. If you really believe it.
Right.
And look, if the Bucs don't believe it for whatever reason, maybe they think they're going to change the coach at the end of the year, or they think, maybe we're not going to be as good as a rich quarterback draft class.
I think that's what it is.
Which part of it?
They think some things are going to change next year. Right?
And so rather than be tied down to Baker.
Right, their head coach is, I can't say he's like that. I don't know. He's not solid. He's not on solid footing, the head coach. We know what their roster looks like right now. Mike Evans is gone, and it feels like there's a transition happening defensively. They got a little older in spots, and they're transitioning. Like, this team could look completely different a year from now. And the last thing you want to do is tie yourself to a quarterback who's demanding to be paid like Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And he's not Dak Prescott. He's a good player. Maybe he should be making $50 million a year on a 3-year deal, but he's not. He shouldn't be making $60 million a year on a 3-year deal. And so, like, there's this impasse that doesn't feel like it is going to get settled, or the Bucs want it to get settled.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. And look, just to make it clear, Baker Mayfield's starting the year with the Tampa Bay Bucs. He's going to give it all with his guys. But Tiki, let me just take this one step further.
By the way, I think Baker's committed to the Bucs. That's not what I'm saying.
But
I'm saying this from a Jet standpoint.
I do too. But
or the Vikings or the Browns or the Falcons. Like,
even the Cardinals, by the way, another team like that.
Capitalize on it. Because this is not this isn't going to get solved, I don't think.
No, and this is the point. Every year, we like to have this conversation about weighing hey, do you want to take your chance on the next veteran quarterback? And that worked out for the Seattle Seahawks last year with Sam Darnold. To an extent, it worked out with the Colts, although everything kind of fell apart when Daniel Jones got hurt.
It certainly worked out for the Los Angeles Rams.
Yes, with Matt Stafford. And then we weigh the argument of, or do you want to hope that you're in the right quarterback class? Okay, it wasn't the right quarterback class per se, everybody thought, but it seemingly so far has worked out for the Giants with Jackson Dart.
Yes.
I think we could all agree on this. If you're pro-rookie quarterback or pro-veteran quarterback, I don't think either of us are wrong. I think we've argued in circles over this for 3 years. I don't think there's a right answer. The right answer is finding the right quarterback for the right franchise.
Yes.
And this is what I would say. Baker Mayfield's clearly unhappy in Tampa. Tampa's clearly put their chips down and aren't interested in paying him like a franchise quarterback right now. They want to have the wait-and-see approach. Baker Mayfield has clearly stored that in the back of his brain.
Yes.
He's not going to give them a hometown discount, that's for sure. And if he's just free to be a free agent, they're going to figure this out. And to me, as much as I think logically the Jets with all these 3 first-round picks and what they're building, if you're right there in the top 3 and you love whoever, Mestamaker or Arch Manning, or you insert the quarterback here,
right.
Dante Moore, Baker Mayfield, what we know about him and the attitude he has, and I'm not saying that in a negative tinge, that's the exact kind of FU type leader that comes into an organization like the New York Jets, who haven't had quality quarterback play in forever, unless you want to count that second year of Aaron Rodgers,
right.
and go, that's the right guy to lead us out of the abyss.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers was 40. Baker Mayfield's
right.
31.
You could have him play quarterback for the New York Jets for the next 5 years, and even if it doesn't result in a Super Bowl, who cares?
Right.
Establish the identity and the toughness and the resiliency of the organization. Baker Mayfield is a rare breed of that. Is he a top 10 quarterback? No. But like Tiki said, 12. Is he in that next range?
But was Sam Darnold?
Right. He's in that next range. And if you attack that, that would allow you in what is supposed to be this all-world draft that doesn't just include quarterbacks to look at all those picks you have and go, we're signing Baker. Maybe we take a flyer on a quarterback. Maybe not. But then we build the roster out the other way.
Yeah.
Build that ass first,
I've started and the Jets have already done that.
Yes.
Their offensive line is solid. Now, defensively, again, we had this conversation with Evan earlier in the week. It's still dicey. I don't know what the defense is going to look like for the Jets, and with Aaron Glenn now being the play caller, head of the defensive side of the ball. But I do know that when you have a question mark, when there's a little bit of a question mark about your quarterback going into the season, then it can easily spread into a massive void. It can become the thing that prevents you from doing whatever it is. And I know Baker Mayfield had a down year last year, but I also know that Baker Mayfield is a gamer.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield brings a competency about him. There's this aura about him. There's this leadership quality about him. He almost defines what your personality as an offense is going to be like, just because of how he is.
It would have been so easy, Tiki, for the Tampa Bay Bucks post Tom Brady to go, all right, that whole locker room going, Brady's gone. And I'm in the middle of watching that Netflix series Quarterback now, and right away, the Bucs players talking about when Baker Mayfield came in that first day of camp and then that first run he has in week 1, they're like, oh, we got to follow this dude.
Right.
He attracts, you would know this better as a player. He's the kind of guy you want to follow into war.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, he's demanding whatever he's demanding. He's not worth that. And I think the Buccaneers made him a fair deal. In fact, I know the Buccaneers made him a fair deal because I've talked to people who down there who know, including my brother. But so I know that this was a fair deal. Baker just feels disrespected because he wants to be a top 5 quarterback. And by the way, I don't blame him. Scott Boras does this with all his clients as well, right? And again, his agent is not Scott Boras type, but you know what I mean. When you are a quarterback and you've done well for a team, you're going to demand the world.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand what your career is, what your career tells everybody it is. You've been on 5 different teams.
Yes.
Right? You haven't been anywhere more than 3 years. You constantly are getting replaced and disrespected, and so maybe that's what makes him feel like he's being disrespected by the Buccaneers. But I think they made him a fair offer for where he is in his career, and he said no. And again, I'm not adjudicating what's happening in Tampa. I'm saying this feels like an opportunity for a quarterback-needy team like the New York Jets to go do something about their void in quarterback right now.
Yeah, take advantage because the Jets, just like those other teams Tiki pointed out that don't have a clear quarterback situation right now, how many of those teams are all going to be in that mix in the first round next year to go, we need to find our quarterback here?
That's right.
That carousel may spin. We have no idea, win or loss-wise. We could all predict it from here to the cows come home, where it's going to fall, what the draft order is going to be. The Jets also may not be in a position when this season ends where they're getting the guy they like in this class as well. Baker Mayfield, I'd start to even have the whispers now, illegal as it may be, behind, hey, you know what? You'd be great at turning this. We'd love you here. And Baker Mayfield, be honest, takes the Jets to a couple 9-win seasons. He'd be a freaking cult hero with how low that organization is fallen.
No, you're right. He has the ability to win. And look, the Minnesota Vikings, they've had some success. Yeah. So, they're desperate. They're not desperate like the Jets. The Cleveland Browns, they're probably on the same level as the Jets. Atlanta Falcons have had some success over the last few years. Not ultimate success, but they've been okay. This is something that the Jets can't continue to just be irrelevant. They can't. And at some point, you have to prioritize winning instead of prioritizing, well, we'll get him next year.
Yep.
Right. And so the only way to do that is by finding the right quarterback, is by finding the guy who brings you out of whatever this doldrum that you're in, that you've been in for a decade plus. And so if I'm the Jets, and again, not saying this has to get done, this is old. I have to explore this. This is an opportunity that is jumping right out at you. And Baker Mayfield may not be, long for the Buccaneers, but he could be right for you.
Now, how it pertains to this season, obviously knowing Baker Mayfield is going to start the year with the Bucs, I think it pertains to this season in one of two ways, Tiki. Here's number one. How many times have we also argued, even back to when Tommy was on the show here in afternoons, about the idea of tanking and everything else? This Baker Mayfield quote and his unhappiness at least gives me the comfort, if I was a Jet fan, to say this. I cannot sit down on Sundays, and I'm guilty of this as a Giant fan, and root for losses every week.
Yeah. No, that sucks.
And it sucks, but I will say that Baker Mayfield, to me, at least presents an opportunity where I could store that in the back of my mind and go, it may not be the worst thing in the world that, Will McDonald went out there and had 3 sacks in this game and wrecked the game, and Omar Cooper turned it on and hit a big play. Like, if the Jets get a couple of these wins maybe we don't expect them to get, and you're sitting there going, man, this ended up being a 5-6 win season. They were kind of spunky. Aaron Glenn showed something. It's not a disaster case because maybe you've actually built something, and instead of worrying about picking top 3, it's Baker Mayfield that can be stored in the back of your mind every single Sunday when you watch football this week, that you're not sitting there miserable going, I can't believe we won this game. We just lost 4 in a row. Why not lose the 5th in a row? Because that's the way fan bases have been told to operate.
I hate that, though.
You hate it?
I hate it. I can't stand it.
But it's an NFL problem. I don't blame fans for thinking that. To me, because of the way everything has been, orchestrated in the quarterback. But you don't have to do that if Baker Mayfield is making these quotes, because that becomes one of these off seasons where there is a dude potentially available that you don't have to necessarily have the right.
That's right.
Now, point number 2. I don't know where you're going to go on this. You could slap me upside the face because you hate this kind of talk when you talk about culture and everything else. Something is broken in Tampa Bay. Right?
Of course.
Just period, stop. Something is broken in Tampa Bay. The Bucs right now ceiling is to win the NFC South.
It should be relatively easy.
Correct.
But it hasn't been.
But it hasn't been.
The last 5 years, it hasn't been. They've won it a few times, but it hasn't been easy.
But there is a world where Tyler Shuck and the Saints take off and have a pretty good season, and the Carolina Panthers don't regress, and they build on the fact that they won the South last year. What if we're staring at a 2 or 3 win Buck team at the trade deadline, and this has gotten even sour, 15 weeks from now.
Now it really doesn't make sense to pay Baker Mayfield.
Right. You know what? You're kind of in this spot, and the Bucs, from an ownership standpoint on down, may look at, and at that point we'll have a better read on the college football season and go, listen, we're going to draft a quarterback. We don't know where we're going to be in the draft, but I'll tell you what helps us draft a quarterback, trading Baker Mayfield. And players will hate that.
Yes.
And it'll be a culture problem.
Of course.
But that's not a Jet problem.
It's a Buck problem.
If you're sitting there and it's week 9 and you're having a bad year if you're the Jets, maybe it doesn't make sense, but wouldn't it behoove you to go, let's get Baker Mayfield in here and show us what we're all about?
Yes, it would.
Like, could this season end with Baker Mayfield quarterback in the Jets?
Sean, that feels too baseball to me.
I know it does.
It feels too, because it's just hard to transition in the middle of the season for a quarterback.
But Baker Mayfield went to freaking Rams and played December out.
By the way, if there's one quarterback that could do it, it's Baker. Baker started a game in Los Angeles after being there for 3 days?
Yes, and won the game.
I know. So I trust Baker, who's been in a ton of different systems, to figure it out and basically just to game it. Like, he's a gamer. Yeah. Like, he'll figure out on the fly what's right, what's not right, how I call an offense, and how I can get things done. So I get you. But I'm saying if you're the Jets, you got to get ahead of that. Mm-hmm. You got to get ahead of that scenario that the Bucs stink. They're not gonna re-sign Baker Mayfield. They want to trade him. I just don't see that happening.
Well, when you say get ahead of it, you think you want to do it before the season?
I think like now.
Now?
This is why I'm saying now.
I just had this whole conversation operating under the assumption he starts. You think you could strike now?
I'm talking now. The New York Jets and the Vikings and the Browns and the Atlanta Falcons, they don't have an answer at quarterback right now. They are scuffling. Every day at practice, it's like, all right, let's hope we get a good day today. All right, let's hope that this thing works itself out. You look at this Baker Mayfield failed negotiation, because it doesn't seem like they're negotiating any longer.
Yeah.
Right? Camp has started. Baker Mayfield had told them this is the deadline. After that deadline, I'm not done. I'm not talking with you guys anymore. This to me is a jet opportunity. And again, you have to work fast here. This is like, all right, this opportunity is now on my desk. Let me go jump at this.
Would you trade one of the 3 first-round picks?
Maybe.
You do have the capital for it.
The Jets need to win. They can't keep losing. They're going to have a new coach. If they suck again, if they win 4 games or 5, even 5, and just look bad, they are getting a new coach. Like they're restarting all over again. They get into this every couple of years. We're bringing in a new coach. And when you fall into that spiral, it is hard to get out of. It's almost impossible to get out of unless a John Harbaugh comes available for you, like the New York Giants.
Yeah.
And again, we got to see John Harbaugh fix this thing with the New York Giants. But the Jets are in danger of getting into that spiral where you're not winning. Nobody has faith in anybody. You don't have a quarterback, and maybe you draft a young kid, but what's the coaching staff going to look like for that young kid? They're in danger right now of falling deeper, because they've been in it for already a decade and a half, into this crazy spiral that's going to disrupt them forever. You know what I mean?
No,
and so
I agree.
I saw this Baker Mayfield situation developing, and you start to hear some of the words coming from the Bucs side. Then you hear the disgruntledness from Baker's side. And if I'm a team that's quarterback needy and desperate, that's an opportunity. You have to go take an opportunity and just shoot your shot. They might say, get out of here, Baker's our guy.
Right.
And maybe it forces them to sign Baker Mayfield to a long-term contract. But at the end of the day, you have to take your shot when this kind of opportunity. Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback in the NFL. And he's not the best, but he's certainly, when he's on a top 10 to 8 quarterback in the league. And so you don't get these opportunities all the time to get a baked, solid, NFL winning type quarterback. And Baker Mayfield is one of those guys.
Tiki says the Jets should shoot their shot and try to acquire Baker Mayfield before the season. 888-808-1019. We'll get your check calls in there. Of course, the Yankees playing horrible baseball. We'll talk about that as well.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we will. And we're leading you up until Yankee baseball 140, their day at Wrigley. And, of course, the Mets with A.J. Minter on the move. What more is to come there? We'll touch on that as well. A lot on the table. Connor Hughes joins us at 11 a.m. It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash here on The Fan. And our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. And that aforementioned Yankee team, it's time for the Yankees' turning point of the game. Be the first caller to correctly identify yesterday's turning point of the game at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. And you'll receive a $100 Wendy's gift card from our friends at Wendy's. Eat great, even late at Wendy's. It's all from your flagship station for New York Yankees baseball, The Fan.
Circa Resort and Casinos offering you $30 million in guaranteed prizes and Circa Million and Circa Survivor games. There's no rake, so all the entries, if they go above the guarantee, that money goes into the prize pool. You got to register at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, but then you can play from everywhere. Here is how you win. There are 3 ways. Circa Million 6 with $6 million in guaranteed prizes. Pick 5 teams against the spread every week, and the winner takes home $1 million. Then there is Circa Survivor. This is $20 million guaranteed to the winner. $1,000 per entry. Pick 1 team straight up every week to win. And if your team loses or ties, your entry is eliminated. You can only pick each team once throughout the season. And then the big daddy of them all, Circa Grandissimo, ultimate high-stakes survivor game, $100,000 entry fee, but the winner walks away with a cool $4 million. 3 ways to win: Circa Million 6, Circa Survivor, Circa Grandissimo. It's Circa Resort and Casino. Remember, sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
The The Yankees head to the north side of the Windy City to play ball at Wrigley. 2:20 this afternoon.
Fielded by Jazz, acrobatic throw, off balance, in time.
The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan, 101.9 FM, and available en Espanol on the free Odyssey app.
Looking for peace of mind in selecting your next SUV? Mazda is named the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. That means confidence for every drive, all at a value that might surprise you. Visit your local Mazda dealer for great offers during Mazda's More to Move You sales event.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve. But my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Ever finish cooking and realize your food didn't finish cooking? There's a smarter way. With the Chef IQ Sense, guessing is over. It's a smart thermometer that alerts your phone the moment your food is ready. So steaks hit perfect doneness, chicken stays juicy, and dinner just works. Insert the probe, choose your doneness, and relax. Because great cooking isn't luck.
Your food is ready.
It's Chef IQ. Use code RADIO at checkout to save big on ChefIQ.com. That's code RADIO at ChefIQ.com.
Relive an amazing Mets season when the 1986 World Series champions reunite at Citi Field on Saturday, August 1st. Be there to celebrate the players, memories, and moments that made 86 unforgettable. Get your tickets now at Mets.com/tickets.
Big truck crash at Victory Boulevard and Bay Street? Showman and Hill injury lawyers are the biggest defenders of justice. No one fights harder for New York. Every borough, every block. Showman and Hill. We are New York. Get a free case review. Search Showman and Hill Injury Lawyers.
Hey, it's Brew, and I feel like everything in my life depends on being connected. Whether I'm uploading a video, hopping on a call before my show, or video chatting with my family back in Michigan, I never have to think about my Wi-Fi. And that's why Xfinity stands out. You get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, you can get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, upgrade to a Tempur-Pedic and learn how you can get 3% back plus an instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Drip Drop is a doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. Head to dripdrop.com now and use promo code RADIO20.
You know that feeling right before kickoff? The pure anticipation? That's exactly what summer weekends are all about. And the Ford Summer Sales Event is here to help you answer the call. Choose your own adventure with a new Ford SUV. Hit the beach with the Bronco family, tow your favorite toys with the Expedition, or pack the whole starting lineup for a getaway in the Explorer. Whatever play you call, save big in the process. And don't wait on the sidelines. The Ford Summer Sales Event is happening right now at all of your local Ford stores.
This summer, cool down with Dunkin' Refreshers. Sip on black cherry or try the all-new pink pineapple. Or try one of their flavorful fan favorites like mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. All of them are ice cold and refreshing. Dunkin' Refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. A whole lot of flavor and very refreshing. It's a sip of summer, only at Dunkin'. Dunkin' Refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
The night belongs to the fans. Join Tommy Lugauer for After Hours, weekdays at 7. Call 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. The Yankees once again went into LD offense mode as they dropped their second straight extra inning game in Chicago, 2-1 yesterday, spoiling a great start from Ryan Weathers. The Mets won 4-2 after Luis Robert Jr. helped his trade stock with a 2-run single in the 8th. And the Mets got the trade deadline party started by trading A.J. Minter to the Twins for Bruin Agbayani. Yes, the son of Mets fan favorite Benny Agbayani, who once said the Mets would beat the Yankees in the World Series. That didn't work out. And Billy Amick, who has 23 homers in Double-A this year and doesn't really have a position. We'll get more into that if you have any thoughts, of course, on the A.J. Minter trade, but at least the sell-off has begun. And tonight, Freddie Peralta pitches for the Mets in what is assuredly going to be his last start for the Mets, you would think, barring a disaster at the deadline. But we did start here with Baker Mayfield and his comments yesterday and how it pertains to the Jets. Tiki thinks the Jets should basically make the Bucs an offer that they seriously have to think about here in August, if this is what he's already thinking. And 2 notes before we get to your calls. If you're wondering, the backup quarterback for the Bucs right now, they signed Jake Browning, who was the backup to Joe Burrow. It kind of fell apart last year, but prior to that, people were thinking that was the next backup quarterback that was going to break off and get paid.
Right.
So he is available there to start should they need it. And also, the Bucs are coming to New York on August 11th and 12th, or Florham Park, I should say, to have joint practices with the Jets.
Right. And then they play on the 14th.
Yes. So that is pretty much a week's worth of conversations that could be had between two organizations face-to-face. Maybe you don't let Baker leave Florham Park if that's the issue. We'll see. 888-808-1019. All right, let's get it started. Tommy in Breezy Point. Tommy, what's up, man?
Hey, Tommy.
How you doing, guys? How's everything? Tommy McGordy, Pizza on the Point, Breezy.
I love it.
Listen, I think we have the 3 draft picks. I don't think we should go after Baker Mayfield. We're not there yet. We're not the Seattle Seahawks of last year where we did one quarterback to make us make the Super Bowl.
But your offense could be better with Baker. Don't you think, Tommy?
Yeah, I understand, but they're not even going to the playoffs with that. They're not. With the Patriots.
Tommy, hold on. I'm gonna keep you on the line. But real quickly, Tommy, if hold on. If the Jets were entering this camp with Baker Mayfield instead of Geno Smith right now as the quarterback, you don't think some of us would be having conversations saying, hey, man, they actually could contend for the last wild card in the AFC?
No way. It's not even an upgrade. You have 3 draft picks next year. Take them. I read something yesterday that Joe Burrow is unhappy in Cincinnati.
Yeah, he
Take
has
those
been.
draft picks. Give him to Cincinnati. We'll take Joe Burrow, instant playoff team.
Yeah, but
Baker Mayfield will get you 7 wins. That's
Thanks,
it.
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy, you're look. Let's pause this conversation for a second.
All right.
If there was even an inkling of an idea that Joe Burrow was available, you take Joe Burrow.
Of course.
It's not whatever. You want all them picks? Damn, screw them picks, right?
Yeah, no, I
you
agree
can have all 3 of my picks. Give me Joe Burrow. He's 29 years old. He's still in his prime. The reason they suck is not because of him. It's because they overspent on offense by signing 2 wide receivers to top-end deals and offensive line. And he obviously, Joe Burrow's making a ton of money. Their defense is atrocious. They're not going to win until they figure out their defense. And yes, he probably is unhappy. So I hear you, Tommy. If Joe Burrow is available, 100% go get Joe Burrow.
Right.
I don't think Joe Burrow is available. I do think that Baker Mayfield, who the Buccaneers will not give an extension to, is available. So if you're the Jets, you got to do what's realistic. You can call up Cincinnati. They're going to be like, bye, click. You can call up the Bucs, and they might say, this is interesting. We're likely in a transition year. We have a quarterback who's still young and in his prime, and he wants to get paid more than we're willing to pay him. Let's talk. I think you're better off having a conversation with the Bucs than the Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't think you're in a position at all if you're the Jets to go, hey, if 8 things go wrong in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow might be available. You know that there is essentially a divorce on the table with the Bucs and Baker Mayfield.
That's what it feels like.
That you can't even deny it. Baker Mayfield put it out there. The Bucs have basically told the world this by not paying him an extension. The Cincinnati Bengals just traded the 10th overall pick in the draft for Dexter Lawrence to try to improve a defense to show Joe Burrow.
Yes.
The Bengals are desperately trying to show Joe Burrow how much they love him and want him to succeed.
Right.
The Bucs are showing Baker Mayfield the exact opposite.
Yes.
So, look, if you're going to call and scream and say, I don't want Baker Mayfield, I want Joe Burrow, great. You want Patrick Mahomes too? That's honestly, you can't have that take.
It's just he's not available.
Yeah. Connor Green is with us. He's our resident Jet fan. I didn't ask him in the open. Connor Green, we're me and Tiki going back and forth here on Baker. How do you feel?
I like Baker. I think he's a leader. He's a good player. He's hard-nosed. I think the guys on the team respect him. He plays hard. And he's a good player. But the only thing is, if he was 26, 27, I'd be more
But he wouldn't
down
be available if he was 26.
Yeah, you're right.
I know. So, to me, he feels sort of like a bridge quarterback in a way.
But that's the point. That's the point, Connor.
I know.
Is it he might be your bridge quarterback. But there's nothing ugly about bridge quarterbacking anymore in the NFL. We used to look at it and say, like, oh, whatever, he's pointless. He's useless. But if you have a good bridge quarterback, sometime that bridge quarterback turns into something you never expected.
Exactly.
Right? And so Baker Mayfield. Sam Darnold is the perfect example.
Actually, Baker Mayfield.
right.
With the Bucs.
He was signed as a 3-year deal to be the bridge quarterback for the Bucs. For whatever reason, they never drafted or acquired another younger quarterback, so they're kind of stuck. And I think a lot of that has to do with the head coach and some of the uncertainty around his job security and all whatever it is. The Bucs have been. It feels like it's bad management.
Yeah,
like it's bad planning, not management. It's bad planning because all of a sudden you've lost some good players on offense. Your defense is whatever. It's sometimes play calling on that side of the ball. And you have uncertainty at quarterback. Like, what's your plan?
Yes. What is your plan?
And if you don't have a plan, then you are vulnerable to be picked at. And that's why I'm saying the Jets, and by the way, the Vikings, the Browns, the Falcons, whoever else, you got to be opportunistic when you see something like this happening. And Baker Mayfield, to me, is that opportunity to go grab a guy who could be your bridge, or hell, he could turn out to be your long-term solution.
Right.
Because he's got 6 more years to play, maybe 8 more years to play. I doubt it, but you know what I mean. He's got half a decade at least under his belt.
And I would also say, Tiki, we all expect this to be a quarterback-rich draft considering last year wasn't. But, man, how many times are we going to live this where we start in August going, this guy's coming out, this guy's coming out, that guy's coming out. And then you look up, and all of a sudden you get to January, and you're going, there's really only two guys. It's Fernando Mendoza, and it's, you know what I mean? Like, that could go the other way, too. If you put all your eggs in the basket and go, we have 3 first-round picks, let's not even place the call for Baker Mayfield. There's a bunch of quarterbacks coming out next year. What if you go 4 months down the line and the Jets are the third worst team and it's a 2-quarterback draft with 2 teams like Miami or whoever picking in front of you, and they're going to take the quarterbacks? Then what the hell are you doing?
Right.
You need to be proactive in getting sure things. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but I also think Baker's the rare guy with the rare attitude that would fit the New York Jets and what has just been, let's be honest, a colossal failure of a loser organization that would, I think, embody taking them out of the hellhole they've been in.
Right.
It's rare you get that opportunity.
And it's rare in the NFL that something like this happens.
Yes, exactly.
It very rarely happens.
Right.
And so when I saw this, and again, I didn't expect Baker to say what he said, and I think maybe that's influencing me.
Yeah, no, it shocked me. He told the world the organization disrespected him.
Right, and he's upset about it. He's disappointed, and he's upset about it. And you don't usually get that in contract negotiation.
No, not publicly like that.
No,
this wasn't Baker, deleting the Bucks from his Instagram. That's usually like the go-to
yeah, that's
move.
what they do now.
John in New Windsor. John, what's up?
Hey, John.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
All's well.
I cannot understand that last caller. I've been a Jet fan my whole life. They made the playoffs last when I was 17. I'm going to be 33 this year.
That's incredible.
33. Wow. I would give up. This is insane, and I'm being dramatic, but I would seriously call the Bucks, offer a first, a third, and then get Baker Mayfield and offer him 5 years at $60 million. I don't care. They need to win. I can't just say, we have 3 draft picks next year. Great.
Right.
For what?
What does that even mean?
Another year for
another lottery ticket.
Is Arch Manning going to be good? What if he sucks? I don't care about the Super Bowl. I want to win 9 games. Seriously. I want to be in talks for that last wild card spot in September. I want to be relevant. I need something. And the team's not bad.
Yeah.
The roster itself's not that bad. They could win 8-9 games with the Baker Mayfield. Give up 2 first-round picks. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I need them to win.
You need to win. John, you were speaking my language because that's what I say all the time. At some point, you have to win.
Yeah. I'm certainly higher on the offensive weapons, especially with the offensive line and Garrett Wilson and Omar Cooper.
We had that conversation the other day. Their offense could be good.
Yeah.
It really could.
But you have no faith in Geno Smith.
That's right.
You're
You
lying
don't.
to yourself if you do.
Because what you just saw was not very good. And I know we're watching all these social media clips of him throwing the ball around, and he looks great, and look at that targeting ability and his deep ball accuracy and all this other stuff. First of all, it's on air in his underwear. And second of all, that's never been Geno Smith's issue.
No.
Geno Smith is a phenomenal athlete. Meaning throwing the football athlete, not necessarily as a runner, even though he does have the ability to run a little bit. Geno's issues have been his decision-making. You're not going to see that on air. You're not going to see that on some social media video with some guy who he's paying $50,000 a year to tape him doing whatever he's doing in his offseason. That's not going to determine how good of a decision he's going to make on a 3rd and 3 against the Miami Dolphins down in Miami when it's hot as hell or whatever the situation is, and you got to make a play. And he makes a crappy decision and throws a pick 6 instead, right? Forget what you see. Forget the on-air stuff. Look at the history of Geno Smith. It's been his decisions. Is that going to change?
No. At this age and this stuff? No.
I don't know.
In fact, I think his decisions have gotten worse based on the offseason he had with getting pulled over. And I know that's not football stuff, but it's all part of decision-making.
I'm soured by his offseason.
This was such a great opportunity to come to the Jets and kind of finish your story, as they like to say. Or rewrite it. And he's acted like a complete ass this offseason.
Right.
He just has. Nick in Tampa. Nick, what's up?
What up, Nick?
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to say that Baker Mayfield is our bridge. We can't let him go. We need someone to please the fans in the seats down here. These guys down here in Tampa. I'm originally from Westchester, but I noticed down here, they really have taken a liking to the Bucks, and they got to keep someone on the roster who's somewhat entertaining, so to say.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm interested down there, Nick. Is there a pining for a young quarterback, or do they want Baker Mayfield to be that guy?
Listen, coming from New York, I know about high standards, they have such low standards here. They are so okay with being mediocre.
Right.
I feel for Baker. With his personality and his type of player, I played with guys like Baker Mayfield growing up, and you almost like the bull. You got to keep poking the bull to keep him enraged. If you pay Baker and the team tanks, which they will down here, he's not going to perform. He's paid. He's like, I'm doing my part. So with the ownership down here, I've not liked any of their calls, but hearing that news this morning at the gym, I actually really liked it. I thought that was a smart play because all of a sudden you listen to his press conference and it's a lot of I. He's like, I'm going to show them. So he is pissed off,
Right.
and that's what you want.
Yeah, that's
That is
interesting.
what you want from him,
different
dude,
take.
with that kind of player.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I appreciate
but
that.
But the question is, what does it lead to next year?
Yeah, and if
Now you're if you do hold on to him, you're overpaying him next year if he performs, if he has a contract year.
Yeah, and he's not going to give a single penny discount. And also, if I'm him, if the Bucs are willing to overpay, something tells me another team, if he's done that, is going to be willing to overpay. And if you're Baker Mayfield, you look at the Bucs going, you didn't believe in me.
Right. He's a solution for somebody else.
Absolutely. Sal in the bread truck. Sal, what's up?
What up, Sal?
Tiki and Shaun, what's going on, guys?
All's good.
What's up, Sal? What are we holding this? Holding this? Some semolina? What are we doing?
No, so I got like Dave Killer bread and like Wonder Bread and Nature's Own, stuff like that.
Oh, I used to love some Wonder Bread, bro.
Yeah, toast it, little jelly.
Classic.
Where we go.
But yeah, so Tiki, you're definitely speaking my language here because I saw that video and the first thing I thought was, go trade for Baker. Go get him.
Yeah.
Because all these draft picks that we have, like that previous caller just said, they don't mean anything. I mean, how many times, us Jet fans, like we get so excited, like, oh, we got this pick, we have that pick, and then it turns out to be a complete bust. Like, what guarantee is there that any of these quarterbacks in this next draft are going to be better than Baker Mayfield?
Right. There is no guarantee. I mean, and by the way,
thanks, Sal.
You could win a couple of games because the division is what it is, and ultimately you got I don't know how many other teams, 4 other teams drafted above you that need quarterbacks, and we just went through them, right? The Falcons could get one, the Browns could maybe be in the market for, the Jets could, the Vikings could be in the market for one, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Indy, like any of these teams could be in the market.
Arizona's another one.
Arizona could be in the market for one, and all of a sudden you're sitting there and it's like, all right, we need a quarterback. We get, what's the kid from Notre Dame, CJ whatever.
Carr. Yeah.
CJ Carr. We got to settle for CJ Carr. Right. And it's like
you just pissed off every Notre Dame fan, by the way.
You know what I mean? But he's had one season.
I know. I agree with you. But that's the point. You have no idea.
You have no idea.
No
there
idea.
is no, I mean, by the way,
at this time last year,
that caller who called before was talking about Arch Manning. I also have no idea about Arch Manning.
Tiki.
I have none.
You and I follow college football a little more closely than some of the other hosts here. And when we sat here at this time last year, Cade Klubnik was one of the bigger names we were talking about.
Right.
Nobody was talking about Fernando Mendoza, and he went first overall.
That's correct.
And that was Fernando Mendoza, and you looked and went, what the hell else is going to be drafted here quarterback-wise?
Well, think about Trinidad Chambliss.
Yes.
He wasn't even the starter to start the season. Now, all of a sudden, he's going to be a first or second round pick next year. Could have been a first round pick this year if he would have come out because the class was weak.
Dude, you could have 6 or 7 first-round picks, and everybody could be right, or you could have 1 to none, and you're sitting there going, oh, my God, why didn't we strike here with Baker Mayfield? Aaron in Sayreville. Aaron, what's up?
Hey, Aaron.
Aaron?
Hey.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you.
What's up, dude?
If the Jets don't trade before the season starts, Tampa's going to win a couple games. They're not going to want to trade him. Then they're going to franchise tag him. They're going to get Mensa, Matier, who someone's going to need to sit for a year. Then I honestly think Baker's going to go back to the Rams when Stafford retires.
That's a good thought, but the only thing is and that was the other first-round pick, they just invested in Ty Simpson.
Right.
For that, like, when Stafford leaves.
That's a great point.
I kind of look at the Baker Mayfield spot. While that sounds right in theory, are they really going to have burned that first-round pick?
Yeah. I don't – this is an aside. This has nothing to do with Baker and the Jets for a second. But I think – because I truly believe that the Los Angeles Rams – play chess.
Yes.
They're not playing checkers to move things around the board and have this like straight line to this solution. Les Snead has been, unbelievable in how he's managed a team to win now.
Yes.
And again, it was weird when they drafted
Ty Simpson. Yep.
Sean McVay seemed like upset about it.
Yeah, and then he tried to fix that after.
I almost felt like Les Snead was drafting Ty Simpson to trade him.
Interesting.
I think he drafted him because he knows that there are other teams that have pieces that the Rams might want that are quarterback desperate. And so you get a young Alabama quarterback who had some success. He tailed off at the end of last season, but I felt like at the time, why are they drafting Ty Simpson? And I was like, I think they're drafting him to trade him.
And you know the deal. You sit under Sean McVay for a year, suddenly you're touched by the hand of God.
That's correct. That's exactly right.
I don't think
that's as a coaching. That's as like an assistant coach.
Right. We may not have loved him coming out, but man, he spent a year under Sean McVay
or as a quarterback.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it.
I
just wanted to. Wanted to put that out there. I felt like they drafted Ty Simpson to trade him eventually.
Dan, make sure you clip that so if it happens, we're all over it. Jeff and Rockaway. Jeff, what's up?
Yes, how you doing, guys?
All's well, man.
All right. You guys really need me on the show. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. I'm gonna probably go on Joe B's. I'm gonna give you guys a little heads up here because all right now, the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay.
Okay.
Is it possible that they go 6-9, 6-11, 7-9 this year? Is it possible?
Is it possible? I mean, anything is possible, but it's highly unlikely.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs.
They are not only one of the best coach teams in the NFL over the last decade. They also have a star quarterback who somehow cleared injury protocol and is completely available at the start of training camp. And Pat Mahomes.
So humor me. Let's just say they go 7-9. Okay.
Okay.
Well, they can't. They have to go either 7-10 or 6-10.
Yes. Let's go 7-10.
All right.
7-10.
All right.
They go 7-10. Keep going.
Okay. All right. Now, the Jets have 800 million draft picks, correct?
Yes.
About that.
Over under, yeah.
Okay. Now, what you do if the guys are me or the general manager is me, which he should be, go after Pat Mahomes next year.
Jeff, Jeff, is this a prank call?
There's no way that's happening, Jeff.
Prank call. Andy Reid, could I talk? Andy Reid has a year left, maybe two. Mahomes, Kansas City is a lot of their players are getting old.
Oh my God.
Kelsey's gone next year. Why can't you go for Mahomes and give him?
Why would they do that, Jeff? Why would they do that? Why would the Chiefs do that for 8 million draft picks? They might have the greatest quarterback of all time. Why would they trade him for the Jets 8 million picks?
He can't do it by himself. It's a rebuild.
It's not a rebuild.
They're not going to I don't see them rebuilding.
Oh my God! I can't believe you're answering that sensibly.
No, they're not going to rebuild.
Tom Brady had 2 separate dynasties with the Patriots.
Yes.
They hit a little bit of a low.
You're right.
They rebuilt it up with the great coach.
What was it? It was like 4 years, 5 years.
Yes, between the Super Bowls. Yes, and then went another run. The idea that the Chiefs,
Pat Mahomes
if they go
is 30
7-10,
years old, by the way.
Yes, you think they're going to trade him for the Jets boatload of picks?
No.
What are we talking about?
No, there's no chance.
The guy is going to basically, until he gets to 40,
right. You don't sign Kenneth Walker to rebuild. Right? You don't sign the Super Bowl MVP to rebuild. You do have an issue with Rishi Rice because he's had some issues. But
no doubt.
You got some talent. Xavier Worthy's a really good player.
Yeah. The Chiefs. Last year was the defense is still good. I know they got rid of McDuffie, but they got the young corner. They got what's his face, Mansour
Delane. Right.
Here's the thing: we're going way too long with this. That caller's setup was, you guys need me on the show, and I'm going to go on Joe B's podcast because we're lost. And his big takeaway was the Jets, after a 7-10 Chief year, which probably isn't going to happen, by the way, should go trade for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, not happening.
I mean, the ultimate take a lap.
Right.
It's got to be.
Again,
all right.
Again, that's in the category of the Joe Burrow call.
Yes. Oh, my God, that take was terrible. All right. When we come back, we'll continue to take your calls. Plus, I'm mixing Connor Hughes, who's been in West Virginia watching Malik Nabers run in person. We'll figure out what the hell's going on at Giant Camp as well. It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash on The Fan. And Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is expanding across Long Island, New York City, and New Jersey. With new locations opening at Comac, Babylon, and West Orange, expert care is closer than ever. Their top-rated doctors treat everything from everyday injuries to complex orthopedic conditions. Wherever you are on your journey, they are there to help you move forward. They are the experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com to schedule your appointment today or call 855-321-ORTHO.
And this Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Hollywood writers couldn't have written a better script for the final start for Detroit Tigers two-time Cy Young Award-winning pitcher Tarik Skubal. Skubal leaves yesterday's game against the Orioles with the 7-0 lead, and the Tigers lose in extra innings to the Orioles 10-9. Detroit is now 7 games under 500 and needs to trade Tarik Skubal as we head into Monday's MLB trade deadline. I'm Nick Costos.
BetMGM Sportsbook knows baseball season is in full swing, and BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball, is giving players another reason to watch their favorite team. Make every strikeout, stolen base, and home run mean even more with an odds boost token. It's easy to use. All you have to do to take your extra shot at extra winnings is log into your existing BetMGM account. Then, make any qualifying MLB bet and activate your token. If your bet wins, you'll receive extra winnings. Ready to take your excitement into extra innings? Log into BetMGM to get your MLB odds boost token and give your next baseball bet a boost. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Small business owners love what they do, and Verizon Business loves small business owners. That's why Verizon Business experts come directly to you, so you can spend more time doing what you love. Their experts show up on your schedule, ready to offer proven expertise and learn about the needs of your specific setup firsthand. And they don't quit till the solutions fit, even as your business grows. So save the time and stay where your business needs you most. Verizon Business. Visit Verizon.com/book today and schedule an appointment with your local Verizon Business expert.
Listen to MLB Insider Calls on WFAN all season long. Presented by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Thursday, August 27th, when the Yankees host the Astros for a very special night in the Bronx, Seinfeld Night. The first 18,000 guests will receive a George Costanza calzone bobblehead, presented by Star. Tickets are on sale now at Yankees.com/tickets. Don't miss Seinfeld Night and the George Costanza calzone bobblehead, Thursday, August 27th. Yankees versus Astros at Yankee Stadium.
The Make
Make this the summer event is happening right now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram with a full lineup of new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokees. But hurry, before these deals fall away. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. I've spent years on the field learning what really matters most: reliability, consistency, and trust. That's why I love Red Pocket Mobile. You choose from 3 major 5G networks. Plans start at just $10 a month and stay there. Plus real customer care answers in under 2 minutes. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve. But my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C. And you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash. Hour number 2 begins now, taking you up until 1:40 Yankee pregame as the Yankees head to Wrigley for a 3-game series with the Cubbies, the other side of Chicago there. But football on our mind to start the show. Yeah, we'll get into the Aaron Boone complaining after the game. We'll get into Freddie Peralta for some reason not being scratched from the start tonight. But we did a lot of Baker Mayfield to start hour number 1. Giant fans, we introduce you here in hour number 2 as we head out to West Virginia. Our friend, NFL reporter for SNY, Connor Hughes. Follow him on Twitter, X, at Connor_J_Hughes. I mean, geez, Connor, I had 50 more numbers there to your Twitter handle. What's going on, man?
I'm doing well, guys. How are you?
We're doing fantastic. Tell us the optimism that feels like it's floating around the Giants down there at the Greenbrier.
Yeah, it's they're. I wouldn't say the talk of the town, obviously, because the Knicks just won it all. But I mean, it was a good off season for them, right, guys? I mean, look, you have a player that I think fans in this organization believe in at the quarterback position, and Jackson Dart, who showed a lot of promises in year one. You've got the biggest head coaching fish that's probably been available in recent years, who chose to come to New York and made it pretty clear that he wanted to coach the Giants. He's here. You've got the 2 first-round picks that they were able to get out there in CC and Reese. You've got Carter coming back. Malik is practicing again. So it seems like a lot of things are breaking the Giants' way right now, and at least before they can actually lose a game, the optimism is pretty high for them.
Right, you want to be positive, and there's some positives to get into, including Malik Nabers, which you just mentioned. I think that's the biggest one. So we heard about this on after day one, how he looked good. He was running more. I don't know, good form than we kind of expected after seeing that softball video. But he's also not going full speed and fully sticking his foot in the ground or really in competitive type situations. What should be the expectation for his readiness? Because people are saying maybe he'll play week one. I still have trouble believing that, but what should we expect after seeing him for a couple days?
Well, the fact that he's even out there, Tiki, is kind of crazy. I mean, because we all talk to people. I mean, it's there was a lot of pessimism internally about whether or not he was going to be ready or when exactly he was going to be ready. I mean, I remember talking to one person who had said like, "Oh, he might not be ready until November," and I was like, "Well, that seems crazy." So I touched base with someone close to Malik and was like, "Hey, is this true?" And he goes, "No, it's not going to be November, but it does sound like it's going to be a bit before he's out there." It's like, even these were people close to Malik who were like, yeah, we don't think he's going to be ready. And that would signal, he's going to be on the PUP list to start camp and all that stuff. And so for him to avoid that and still be out there, and again, you're right, it's individual drills. He's not in teamwork. He hasn't had to fight anyone off of a press. And even when watching him run through team drills or individual work and then the full offense drill, look, his burst looks good, his acceleration looks good, his speed looks good, his cutting looks good, he's getting down well, he moved throughout the ladder drill well, but there is still, you can tell, some apprehension in some things that he does and some hesitation with his expected now.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you wouldn't believe, based off what we're seeing here, what are we, 7 weeks away from the opener?
6 now.
I don't know if we're seeing, I don't know if we're seeing this now. Why would we not believe he's going to be ready in at least some capacity for the opener against the Cowboys? And I'm not saying he's going to be ready for a 60 or 70 play workload,
right?
But I don't think he's going to be inactive. I think right now the optimism, barring a setback, is justified that he should be out there in the opener.
Wow. And Connor, look, as surprised as many of us were when Jordan had the first report about him not starting on PUP, and then we were all surprised to see how he looked, at least in video form in day one. I think Tiki and I were both equally surprised. Forget how he looked in day two, but the fact that he was out there in day two. Is this a Harbaugh thing? Is this a Nabers thing? Is he going to work in some days off here? Because I was kind of shocked that he did that in back-to-back days already to start camp.
You can go even further than that, Shaun, because he had to get on a flight here to West Virginia. So, like with the pressurized cabin and all that stuff. So that was Joe Shan actually made that comment before the first practice that he had to go on a flight. He had to do the conditioning test. He then had to practice the first time. Then he had to practice the second time. But it's very clear that this team has a plan for him in place. And the one thing that Joe stressed a lot of is that it's contingent on how the body feels. So if Malik ever goes to them and says, hey, guys, something doesn't feel right. Hey, guys, this is a little different. Hey, guys, I don't really like this. They're going to pull him back. But they're going to push him until they can't really push him. And then they'll bring him back, and then they'll push him a little bit more. I mean, because... And everyone said this. I mean, Brian Burns talked about it. Harbaugh talked about it. And Jackson Dart talked about it as well. All of these guys are telling him, do not rush it. We don't care how great you look in practice. We don't care how great you look in training camp. We need you when the games count. That's what we need you for. And that's the focus for the Giants. So I don't think they're going to force him to do too much. I don't think they're forcing him to do too much now. Like, even when you see him at practice, Shaun, he goes through the individual drills. Once the individual drills are over, he's immediately with a trainer, stretching out, going inside, doing some additional rehab work. So they do truly have a plan in place to make sure he is ready for when the games count.
Right. And so with him maybe being available, maybe not, it then begs the question, well, who is catching these balls from Jackson Dart? Now, I've heard that Malachi Fields, former Wahoo, by the way, Notre Dame as well. But we've heard that Malachi Fields has had a good camp so far. But who else can we believe in? I mean, I know Darius Slayton has this this historic, not historic, but he's getting close to being one of the best or productive wide receivers in Giants history. But we know his drop rate last year was frustrating to everybody. Calvin Austin is new. Darnell Mooney is new. Juju Smith-Schuster, and then obviously Odell Beckham Jr. What is this going to look like? Because there's 14 of these guys in camp.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't say the island of misfit toys right now, but I don't think there's really
it kind of fits.
But I don't think there's an obvious number two. You know, I mean, Right now, when they go out there with the starting unit, it's Slayton, Austin, and Mooney. And Mooney had a good day yesterday. I think he made some impressive crowds. Really, really pretty. He probably was going to be sacked on the play, but in camp they let him play through.
Right.
Gorgeous touch pass from Jackson Dart deep down the middle, and right into Mooney's hands with a couple defenders around him. So, I mean, Mooney flashed a little bit on Thursday when he had a quieter Wednesday. Slayton, I think you just know what he is. I mean, you don't need to see him lighting up camp to know what you're going to get from him on a day-in, day-out basis. He is what he is.
Right.
And then that slot position where, Austin made a couple grabs. I don't think he's really stood out. Braxton Berrios is catching everything thrown to him, but he's working with the second team. So you would assume that Jackson Dart should be, or I'm not Jackson Dart, I'm sorry, Braxton Berrios should be beating the second team nickel corners and finding holes in the second team defense. Like, he should be doing that, and he is, to his credit, but like you'd expect that. And then Odell is obviously working in there. And you mentioned Fields. He's made some plays. He made actually one catch in 7-on-7 drills that brought Cam Scatterbo into like just an eruption screaming about, what he can do with his size. So he is a noticeably big-bodied dude. I know people have said the Plaxico comparison, but like Plax was so massive and lanky.
Right.
This guy's more big. He's a big dude out there. So he's somebody who I think is still learning and needs to learn how to really play within his frame, but I think he'll have a role. I don't know if it's going to be as wide receiver 2 this year, but I don't know if there's a good answer to that question. And I think that's one of the reasons why, they probably want Malik out there sooner rather than later. But the one answer that probably would be the non-wide receivers, Isaiah Likely, because he's been really involved these first 2 days, and they're using him in so many different ways where you'll have Theo out there and also Likely out there, whether he's in the slot or split wide. I mean, they're using him as a weapon.
Right.
Has Odell Beckham Jr. spent any time with the first team offense?
Yeah, he rotates. So he's with the second grouping of receivers. But then when they rotate, because he has been out there with Jackson Dart. Because when that first trio that I was talking about, when those guys rotate out and Beckham rotates in with the second group of guys, they're out there still with Jackson Dart. But he hasn't been taking first team reps from Slayton or taking first team reps from Mooney or anything like that. And I covered Odell's very first training camp practice or first training camp season with the Giants back in 2014. And if you remember, guys, he had that hamstring injury, so he basically never practiced anyway. I didn't get a chance to see him in his prime. I don't know if he's a notoriously slow camp starter. Somebody was telling me that the other day, like yesterday, actually, don't worry about him. He's going to be fine. Don't worry about him. He's going to be fine. Trust me, he's going to get going, one of those things. But to this point, it's been a very quiet start for Odell. And it's not that he hasn't been getting open. There's been a couple of times, because, again, he's one of those dudes where he steps on the field, you want to see what he's going to do, so you watch him. I've caught we're standing on the sideline, so it's at a perfect vantage point. It looks like he's been opened a couple times. He just hasn't been thrown to. I mean, I think it's been in 2 practices, 3 targets, and he has 1 catch, and one was way over his head, and I think one was another throwaway on a play. So he really hasn't been thrown to at all. So I kind of I was actually joking with Art Stapleton and Jordan on the sideline that just tell Jameis just throw some to Odell and see what happens. Just throw some up there and let's see if he does something fun. Because other than that, it's been a little boring.
Well, one last quick one on Odell. He's not a lock. I mean, I gave you the numbers,
No,
right? It's 14. They're only going to keep 6 or 7, maybe 6, 7. Like what I did there. But but he's not a lock, right?
No, he's not. And if you have one of these younger guys that really steps up and shows something, you have to play the game, because this is somebody who, he might not be technically as good as Odell Beckham Jr. might be at the moment. But if he's a younger player, you can say, well, we've got him under team control for 3-4 years here. He might be a better player than current Odell in 2 years. And so he's worth developing and getting these reps, as opposed to Odell, who's just going to stand on the sideline. He's not going to obviously play gunner. He's not going to play special teams. He's really just an outside wide receiver with no special teams value. So no, I don't think he's a lock to make the team at all. In fact, I think he needs to show he deserves that spot on the team. Certainly.
Well, the biggest star the Giants added this offseason wasn't Odell Beckham Jr., it was John Harbaugh. It's only been 2 days so far. We're entering day number 3. From your eyesight, what is the biggest drastic change about Giants camp with John Harbaugh running the show compared to what we've had previously, including Brian Dable?
He's a professional is the way that I would describe it. The way that he talks, the way that he acts, when you see him moving from the different drills and with the different players and working with different groupings, the way that things are organized, the way that things are running. I mean, it just feels like a professional operation. You can see it right away why this guy has been a head coach for basically 2 decades. You get it. You can see it. Now, the criticisms with Baltimore were always is he the coach to get us over the hump? Like, yeah, we're winning 10, 11 games every year, but like, that's not the standard. We want to win Super Bowls. Is he good enough and schematically good enough to get us to a Super Bowl? I don't know that. We'll find out. But immediately you can tell that with him on the Giants sideline, their floor is raised. And I think that the days of this team truly bottoming out and winning like 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, I think with Harbaugh, that won't be the case. Their bad seasons will be those 7, 8, 9 win years. And then their good seasons are going to be 10, 11, 12s. And we'll be probably having this conversation in a couple of years saying, well, is John good enough to get him over the hump? That kind of thing.
It's funny, Connor, you bring that up because when we used to talk about my career, we had some bad seasons, but they were 7-win seasons or, 500. That was bad. And then when it finally got really bad at 4 wins, that's when Fossil lost his job and they brought in Tom Coughlin. Real quickly, Francis Mauigoa, he's slotted in as the starting right guard. How's he looking so far in camp?
Here's the best thing I can tell you about him is that I haven't noticed him. And as an offensive lineman, that's a good thing. Because we don't have the luxury of replay. Like, so it's not like I can go back and watch the All-22 and specifically keep my eye on him. So usually the only time you notice an offensive lineman is when he's getting beat pretty regularly. Like, I noticed Andrew Thomas a lot yesterday because Abdul Carter beat him twice. You know what I mean? Like, that's when you notice and that's not a criticism of Thomas as much as it is praise for Abdul Carter just having a really good day yesterday.
Of course.
But yeah, I haven't noticed him, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
And I will say, because he's playing on the interior right now, there have been several times, Tiki, where I've watched enough training camp practices, and now, man, like most of the time in these drills, the running back runs into the line, he kind of gets slapped on the shoulder 17 times, and he finds his way through and runs all the way down the field for whatever. You can't tell what if the play would have worked or not.
Right.
There have been several times the first 2 days where there have been legitimate, noticeable running lanes for these backs to move through. Like, these offensive linemen have moved guys out of the way. You've seen the play set up, and you've seen whether it's Scadaboo or Tracy get through the line and not get slapped on the shoulder for 4, 5, or 6 yards, which is a positive development. And with CT in the middle there, I mean, he's playing a role in it.
Yeah, I hear that, and I fortunately go to the negative, which would mean, is that a bad sign for the run defense? And then the fact that, you just mentioned CC Mauigoa. How about Orville Reese? Because, when's the last time the Giants picked top 5 and you felt like you really haven't talked or heard? We're all talking about Mauigoa. Orville Reese, has he shown up at all here?
Not yet, but it's still been early. For the bad reason. I mean, he could have made a play on a ball yesterday and didn't. It was in zone coverage, and he just missed a play. Like, he could have made a play. Jordan is walking through the house. So that's Jordan, and we're sharing. I think you guys know, right? I think the world knows that, like, the beat here of me, Jordan, and Pat Leonard all sharing a house together.
Exactly. I heard you on a podcast not be able to have a phone turned off, so I know a lot's going on over there.
Oh yeah. We're basically in a frat house at the moment, which was great because, like, I left my wife for like 2 weeks here, and she's like, wait, so at least you'll probably be lonely in a hotel, and I'm like, well. Not exactly, because like my 4 closest friends in the beat. Yeah, we're all living together, right? And then I'm putting the golf clubs in the car too, and she's giving me the death glare.
Dude, you were bad. Great. You should have done that secretly.
The newborn back home, dude. Yeah,
I know.
I was getting death glares, dude.
Oh, without a doubt, you should have shipped them quietly.
I know, right? I know. God bless my wife.
What's the beverage of choice in the fridge, Connor?
You guys don't have any do you guys have those sponsors? Should I do one of those?
Doesn't matter.
Give a shout out.
No, not at all. Yeah. I'm just curious.
We got Nooners in there.
Nice.
There's Gatorade in here, Nooners, water, and I don't drink beer, but Dan and Jordan are beer drinkers, so there's some of that in there as well.
What's the handle? You got a handle or something?
We do. Yeah, Jordan's pointing at me right now to tell you. So Jordan brought down a bottle of Don Julio Anejo. So we have been dabbling into that as well. And actually,
Jeez, so Connor, I knew something was going on in that house. Don Julio, Nooners. No wonder Pat Leonard's been so positive through 2 days of camp.
Yeah, that's it too. Yeah, that's it too. I don't think he's gonna. After we saw him on the golf course yesterday, I don't think he's gonna be so positive.
That's funny.
Me and Jordan took down him and Bruce Beck, so we were quite the 2v2 there. It was great. We came down to like 16, 17.
Connor, I am so jealous. You have no idea. Because I love.
Come to this next one, Tiki. We'll take you out.
I love the Greenbrier because we used to have the ACC kickoff thing down there. Dude, it place is phenomenal. But let's get back to football.
You mentioned, Reese, Reese, Arvell Reese.
Right, Arvell Reese.
He missed the one play.
Right.
Like that I noticed him for. I have not seen him yet be used in that way of
off the edge.
Oh, he's rushing in the middle. He's rushing outside. Oh, he's like this true disruptor that they're moving all over the field. He's just been playing a traditional linebacker spot next to Edmonds. Right. And I think right now that because the thing to remember about him, man, and this is like, yes, and this is why some coaches weren't as high on him as a top 5 pick as other people, is like, yes, he can do so many different things. He has that skill set to rush and drop and play and be a force in the middle. Like, he can do all of that. But in order for him to do 27 different things, he needs to learn all 27 of those things. Right. And that's a lot to put on a rookie's plate. So it looks like right now what the Giants are saying is like, dude, you're our will linebacker. Learn to be our will linebacker. And once you've mastered that, then we're going to add more to your plate. And so, unfortunately, like in padless practices right now, those things aren't like standing out at the moment.
Right. One of the more convoluted evaluations of a rookie last year was Abdul Carter, because from a fan standpoint, you felt like he wasn't impactful, but from a let's just say PFF standpoint, because they do this stuff, he was very impactful. Like he was impacting games, though he was not impacting stat lines. You just mentioned him going up against Andrew Thomas and beating him a couple of times. From what I've read from you all from afar, he's having a great camp. Is he primed to take that next step that everybody has kind of been waiting for, to be not a double-digit sack leader, because it's hard to have 2 of them, but you know what I mean? He seems like he was prepped last year, and now his work ethic that got called out in the middle of the last season is now benefiting him going into this one.
Yeah, and you know what else I kind of like too, Tiki, is that a year ago, and this also kind of plays into the Arvell Reese conversation that we were just having, is that the Giants used him everywhere as a rookie in camp. So, like, you would see him from the left side. Then he would be rushing from the right side. Then he'd be standing up. Then he'd be at defensive tackle. Like, they were throwing a lot and putting a lot on his plate. I mean, so, again, he's a rookie into the NFL, first training camp, coming off of college, coming off of the whole pre-draft process, and now it's like, hey, learn these 37 different roles. And you would see sometimes he would just like destroy people with like spin moves on the inside because he's just so hard to tackle, but it was doing a lot of everything. Through camp, these first two, I mean, it's only been 2 days. We'll have another practice here in a little bit, but he's been rushing exclusively against Andrew Thomas. And I think that's a good thing, because it seems like what the Giants are saying is like, you are our edge rusher. Go be an elite level edge rusher. And it's like, once you master that, then we'll put some more on your plate. We'll see if they then, start, when they get really creative, they start, Denard starts moving around and stuff like that. But he had a decent day one. He really flashed day 2. I mean, the Giants offense was bad yesterday. But a big reason for that was not Jackson Dart looks bad, not, oh my God, no receivers are getting open. It was that Abdul Carter was just ruining the practice. I mean, I had 2 sacks for him, a 3rd sack that he forced. I believe he had a TFL as well. I mean, he was a disruptive force. And you also have Brian Burns, who was making plays as well. So, I mean, it was a very promising thing to see yesterday, building off of a pretty decent day Wednesday.
Connor Hughes, SNY. One more for me, Connor. I know you got to get back to Jordan making you an omelet or whatever, but look,
he wants to go get food. I'm hungry.
Everything is so positive right now, as it should be 2 days into camp. There's got to be something sticking out that is a negative, maybe an elephant in the room. 2 days through a camp, what do you think is the biggest issue right now with the Giants?
We talked about it a little bit ago, man. I would say that without Malik, that wide receiver crew doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's real. I mean, when I'm sitting here and you want to say like who's the best player in practice, and I'm saying Braxton Berrios, like, I don't think that's a great thing. Like, shout out Braxton, like, great. Like, I like him a lot. Braxton's a really good dude. And I'm happy he's back with the Giants. He's really good. I got to know him pretty well with the Jets, but I think like you hope to see like maybe some more of those free, not the guy that was signed 3 weeks ago, but like some of those other guys that like they brought and invested money in, like really making plays and stepping up. And likely has been good, but like, the other wide receivers, man, like there's a lot to be desired there.
Yeah. Now, Connor, I know you're at Giant camp, but you keep an ear out, at least for the Jet goings on.
Yes.
We had this conversation to start the show, and it's really just speculation on my part. I was talking to my brother about the whole Baker Mayfield thing. It's not likely to happen, but should it be on the Jets' mind to think about Baker Mayfield in a potential trade?
Not a trade, but because I don't think Tampa will give him up. I mean, that's I think that was the whole thing, if I'm not mistaken, was like Baker's like, well, we're just going to have to deal with this in the offseason. You have to figure it out. Like, if anything happened at the end of the year, yeah, I mean, Baker's a hell of a quarterback, and he's also a culture changer. So, like, yeah, if that was something that opened itself up, and say the Jets win 7 games this year, and the Colts also have a decent season, and suddenly, maybe the Cowboys as well, and now suddenly those Jets picks are not top 10 or maybe not top 5, but they're in the teens.
Right.
And you have an opportunity to give one of those or 2 of those to go get a Baker or make a play like that. Yeah, I mean, I think that has to be on their mind. Just honestly, what's also on their mind is, what if Geno's good? Like, if Geno's good, do we really want to just move on from him if we know we've got something here where, I mean, you can look at what the Vikings just did, where they let Sam Darnold go thinking they had the guy in the first round pick, and that turned out to be a colossal mistake.
Right.
So I think everything is on the table right now for the Jets, and they're considering everything. And I was talking to some people over there because I hit up some of my guys just saying, like, hey, going to be with you on August 5th, but, like, how are things looking? I've heard really good things about David Bailey, and Klubnik, actually, was their quarterback they drafted in the 4th round. I heard some good praise about him.
Yeah, I liked him last year. Did a couple of his games last year at Clemson, and I think he's going to be a good prospect. And by the way, I'm just sour on Geno because of this offseason. Has nothing to do with anything on the field. It's just like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like you are an older, you're a grown ass man. You're a veteran quarterback. You know that this is going to be impactful in some way when you make bad decisions like that. So I'm just soured on him. He may be great, but I just think the Jets need to start thinking.
Hey, Connor, it's August tomorrow. Who has a better record, Giants or Jets?
Giants. I think like through August or
no.
I
mean this year.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant like who's winning camp so far, and I was like, oh god, I can't do that yet. I haven't even seen them.
No.
But I think the Giants are gonna have a better record. I mean, I think the Giants are at baseline probably a 7 or an 8 win team this year, and then if Jackson Dart's really good, is when we can start talking about more than that. Like Jackson holds the keys, but I think they can win 7 or 8 with their current state.
I appreciate the truthful answer. That was just my way of getting Jet fans to get in your mention saying you hate them. So that
they'll be in my. They're automatic. My favorite is that, dude. I tweet anything positive about the Giants, and I'm just dragged by the Giants.
I know.
Just wait till Evan comes back. He's like, why'd you have Connor on without me?
He was already annoyed. annoyed. We had you. Well, Connor, we love you. Enjoy West Virginia. And thank you so much, man. Connor Hughes, SNY.
Be good, bro.
Take him on Twitter. All right, take care. Connor the best. How about that? A little beat reporter of Summer House.
I know. That's actually kind of cool. That
sounds fun.
That's how you should do it, by the way.
Yeah.
Instead of staying in a hotel, it's like weird. Hey, you want to meet in the lobby?
Yeah. Oh, I saw you on the elliptical this morning.
I know.
Exactly. No, 1,000%. That's cool. Obviously, I'm very envious and jealous that everybody's having a good time in West Virginia. I do have to say, though, Tiki, real quick before we break, you talked about the Greenbrier. I've seen some of these videos that come out. I don't think this is my style hotel. The old school rugs.
It's a good old Southern hotel.
Oh, my God. That is not the Hiltons I'm used to.
No.
I saw Calvin Austin's room. I'm like, what is this? A rug in the bathroom? What is going on in that place? It's like taken out of 1960 and nobody changed it.
But it does need an upgrade.
Okay.
It does.
All right. Make sure I wasn't going crazy because I heard you pump it up.
I haven't been there in a minute. I mean, 20-something years ago.
All right.
So, but I don't think it's changed.
It doesn't look like it.
But it's beautiful.
The grounds look beautiful, for sure. I just was looking at some of the rooms. I'm going, what the hell is going on? All right, we'll get back to your calls. Baker Mayfield still very much on the table. We'll introduce some baseball as well. Plus, where is Evan today? And it dawned on me, I should have called him out on this yesterday. It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash on The Fan. And you ever wonder why Fanatics Sportsbook is America's fastest-growing sportsbook? Other sportsbooks, well, their rewards are just the same old, but Fan Cash is the ultimate sports currency, and betting with Fanatics lets you stack Fan Cash. With Fanatics Sportsbook, you can get up to 10% Fan Cash back on your wagers. Win or lose, use your Fan Cash to unlock the world of Fanatics with unlimited profit boosts, exclusive merch, collectibles, game tickets, and so much more. If you want value for bets, Fanatics will always have your back. Did I also mention they are giving away millions in Fan Cash this year with games like Fan Cash Drop? Tap in every Friday and see what the fuss is all about. So switch to a sportsbook that will always give you more to play with. Go check it out yourself and download the Fanatics Sportsbook app today. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York residents call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Connecticut residents call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. And right now, you know the deal. It's a Fan Cash Friday. Fan Cash Fridays are powered by Fanatics Sportsbook, America's fastest-growing sportsbook. So be the 10th caller right now at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326 for your chance to win $100 in Fan Cash from Fanatics Sportsbook every Friday. Winning hits different here.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water.
The MLB trade deadline is 3 days away. And while it represents a chance to solidify for some,
we're open-minded in the deadline to try to improve ourselves, period. End of story.
It represents rebuild for others.
I also have a responsibility to push us forward, to look for solutions, and to make difficult decisions and change when I think it's needed.
From the front office to the diamond, the latest rumors turn into the latest breaking news. And the Fan is always here to deliver it all to you. Your home for everything New York baseball is 101.9 FM WFAN.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source, and all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-500-3495. 800-500-3495. 800-500-3495.
Multi-car accident at East Tremont and the Cross Bronx? It's no accident that people call Showman and Hill injury lawyers first. No one fights harder for New York. Every borough, every block. Showman and Hill. We are New York. Get a free case review. Search Showman and Hill injury lawyers.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, $1 small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
I'm Sam, owner of Marino's Landscape. With my Chase Ink Business Premier Card, I earn unlimited 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more. So everything I buy to run my landscaping business gives me cash back to help throw a big thank you party for my team. For all they do.
Chase Ink. Cash back built for every business. Find the right card at chase.com/ink. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
Hi, this is New Jersey Attorney General Jen Davenport. Seatbelts are your best defense against being injured in a crash, so buckle up every time you get in a vehicle. 95% of New Jerseyans wear their seatbelts. Come on, Jersey, let's make it 100%.
John Montone. Right now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, we have a full lineup of new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokees.
Todd, I'm digging the refreshed look, new tech features, and that powerful new engine.
And during the Make This a Summer event happening at Ramsey, let your summer thrills begin with a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Altitude 4x4. Leased for $379 a month for 36 months.
Or drive off in a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited 4x4. Leased for just just $3.99 a month for 36 months.
Both offers with just $48.88 due at signing and 0% APR financing for 36 months.
So head to Ramsey and make this the summer before these deals fall away. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. Tax, title, registration extra. $0 security deposit. VIN number TC258760 and T8564639. 0% APR at $27.78 per month for $1,000 finance. Ends 8/3/26.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Sun and clouds, high 83.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Your New York Yankees are chasing another championship. Talk Yankees baseball with the Fan at 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
It is Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash, and we just gave away our Fanatics Fan Cash winner on this Fan Cash Friday. Let's go to that winner, Christopher in New City. Christopher, congrats on some Fan Cash, man. What's going on?
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it, guys.
What kind of fan are you, Chris?
Well, I'm first off a New York Ranger fan, then a Yankee fan, then a Giant fan. But all around New York.
Very, very depressed on a Yankee team that will go to the postseason and all this buzz with the Giants. Why so sad, Chris?
Every overtime, every extra inning game of the Yankees, I know they're going to lose it. It's incredible. Like they take the lead, then they lose. Take the lead, then they lose. It's over and over and over again. It's like a reoccurring nightmare with them.
So you taking that Fan Cash and you betting the Cubs today as a result?
Yeah. No, you know what I actually like doing? I like doing I pick 4 or 5 golfers at the beginning of a tournament, like a Thursday or Wednesday.
What is it this weekend? What is it this weekend?
I didn't look at it. I didn't look at it yet this week because I really wasn't going to bet it. But now I'm looking. I'll actually wait till next week because today's Friday, so I'll wait till Thursday and pick a couple of golfers, try to get them in the top 20.
Smart thing.
I respect that. Well, Chris, congrats on the Fan Cash. You're our first Fan Cash winner that openly admitted they're going to throw it on a golf parlay, which I like. That's different. I know plenty of people that make a little scratch on that as well.
That's a good way.
Listen,
If
I'm not too good at it because what I do is I pick 4 or 5, and then they usually give you like a good buyout. I'm like, I'll wait till the end, and then one of the guys doesn't make it. And I use the money anyway. Or I should take the buyout.
Right. Always take the buyout in golf because it's easy to craft the bet on the links.
No problem. Yeah, Chris, well, congrats,
Tiki,
man.
by the way, man, you are one of my favorite Giants of all time.
I appreciate
that. Than you. I love you guys.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Well, enjoy, Chris. Enjoy that Fan Cash. Take care, man. Have a good weekend. Another satisfied Fan Cash Friday winner, which is exactly why you should always listen to the show every single Friday. That Fanatics Fan Cash could be yours to spend a little weekend scratch gambling on.
Yeah.
Okay, the Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. We have some breaking NFL adjacent news. Tiki, Tony Romo, of course, we saw the video come out earlier this week of what was the OWI? Operating while intoxicated.
I think it's the same, right?
Yeah, I saw that and I didn't originally know, and I had to look at it. Basically the same thing.
Right.
Bottom line is this. The video came out, and look, it didn't look good. Tony Romo was, I can't hear you. I'm going to Grandma and Grandpa's house. Then he had like that whole afterwards when he is doing the drills. It didn't look right. And
tried to call his lawyer.
It was a mess. And I'm going to say the same thing about Tony Romo that I said about Tiger Woods when I was on the weekend when that broke, which is, dude, I know that life is filled with mistakes. We should be at the point in 2026 where there is zero excuse if you're that intoxicated to get behind the wheel of a car, especially with all the rideshare apps and everything. And if you do decide to do that and you do get pulled over and thankfully don't hurt anybody, I have no problem with consequences being met for your actions. And the consequences, at least for right now, Tony Romo has been placed on leave from his role at CBS Sports until further notice. CBS has announced. And we do have word J.J. Watt is going to replace Romo and work with Jim Nantz and Tracy Wolfson for now. So I don't know.
And so what does that now do for Ian?
I don't know who gets paired with Ian Eagle. I don't know.
Interesting.
Is that a phone call?
It's just an interesting thing. Ian's the best. We love
Ian. Yeah. Yeah, this is fascinating. Look, whatever you think of Tony Romo, the broadcaster, like maybe people love him. I'll be honest with you, he's not my cup of tea on games. The calling plays thing, I think, got a little out of hand. But this is just more about you were an idiot, and CBS couldn't allow you to go up there and start calling football games. Now, when they say for now, does that mean we're going to get one of those, hey, Tony Romo is going into like a rehab, and he comes out, and they kind of like reshape his image? Like, I guess that's possible. They certainly didn't say he's fired. They certainly didn't say he was laid off. But I would not anticipate, if J.J. Watt's replacing him for now, I would suspect that means the start of this regular season. We're not talking about preseason games here.
Yeah, I mean, they do a couple of, well, not usually, actually, to be honest with you.
Because you got sent to Denver a couple of years ago, wasn't
but that was because I was working with Matt Ryan for the first time.
Yeah, okay, so we were working at the Kings.
So it was a 3-man booth. And then Jason McCourty, we also had another 3-man booth. So they wanted to get some reps doing it together before you go into the regular season, and nobody knows each other's cadence. Nobody knows when to talk. And Andrew Catalan, who is our play-by-play guy, who's awesome, by the way, he has to figure out how to get it to both of us. And so we would do preseason simply to get reps.
Yeah.
Because it was unfamiliar. But I don't know. I don't remember if they do. I think they do at least one.
So, last night I was watching the Rams and Seahawks. I can't embarrass myself. The NFC Championship game was on again on NFL Network.
Right.
You can tell I got the itch. So I was downstairs recording a show. I had that Mets Marlins up on my little TV wall in front of me, and I just caught it, and it caught my eye to the bottom of the screen. They were showing like the preseason schedule, and I know because I saw the logo. CBS has a game on Friday, August 28th. The reason I bring that up is, would that be a spot where they would have had Nance doing the game,
Maybe.
and now that's going to be a J.J. Watt spot?
Yeah,
I
most
don't
likely.
know.
They should get a rep together.
I think that's probably right.
You have to.
And I don't know what the big CBS game. So last year, if you remember, I think it was Brady and Burkhardt for Fox did a 1 o'clock, and they did the Giants Commander game, leaving Romo and Nance to do whatever the big 4 o'clock game is. I'm forgetting what it was. It doesn't matter. Either way, there are two 425 like main CBS and a main Fox game. So I don't know if there's going to be one of those week 1 joint networks crashing against each other.
Yeah, which they've gone away from, by the way.
Yeah, and it looks like it might be back this year. The two CBS games, Cardinals-Chargers, not a big one. That's just a West Coast one. But they do have Packers-Vikings at 4:25 on CBS. I don't know if that's going to be the Nance game, but I have a hard time thinking if they're putting him on leave today, that Tony Romo is in the booth on that day.
Yeah.
That would be what I would suggest. So it doesn't look like, if you like the here we go, Jim, you may not get that on CBS ever, who knows, ever again, or at least to start the year. But Tony Romo placed on leave by CBS, the news this morning. 888-808-1019. Eric in Clifton. Eric, what's up?
Hey, Eric.
Afternoon, boys. How we doing?
All is well.
I wanted to say, Shaun, you should have said that caller before they wanted to trade for Mahomes. You should have said that they should simultaneously trade for Josh Allen to back him up. I mean,
I was absurd. Eric, I've tried to expunge that call from my brain.
Oh, my God. I mean, the trade wouldn't be accepted on Madden. Hey, Keith, you were talking about,
great line.
That's great. I love that.
Keith, you were talking about the Les Snead and the Sean McVay thing.
Yeah.
My take was a little different. I thought it was more of a Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope. I think that Snead and McVay are like attached at the hip because it seems like Amazon's got a blank check waiting for McVay, and Steve knows it. I think that he really wanted Ty Simpson, and it's true because like the next month they tacked on an additional $55 million in fresh money for Stafford's contract because he couldn't have been happy with that draft pick. So I don't know. To me, it seemed like it was a good cop, bad cop act.
Yeah, maybe. And again, that wasn't based on anything, Eric. It was just, I know that the Rams play chess. Like, they don't do what every other team does.
Yes.
And so when you have Matt Stafford, and you know eventually he's going to either retire or he's going to be beat up out of the game because he has had some injury issues over the last few seasons, you still want to win. And he was in a lame duck situation. He did get a little bit of an extension that pushes him out another year. But I don't know. And when they drafted Ty Simpson, I know that they're not worried about finding their next quarterback because they never worry about finding their next quarterback.
No.
They just go get their next quarterback. And
they traded.
You know who I could see coming to the Los Angeles Rams at some point? Joe Burrow.
Yeah, you're right.
You know
you're
what
right.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like whatever. What do you want, Cincinnati? We want Joe Burrow.
Right.
Matt Stafford's done. We want Joe Burrow. Yeah, I know we drafted Ty Simpson. You want Ty Simpson? We'll give you Ty Simpson. You can start over again.
Jared Goff-like when they did that.
This is based on nothing. I've talked to nobody. I don't know anything
about it. It's based on following the way the Rams operate.
I just look at what Les Snead has done over the last decade, and I know he's playing above everybody else. And so that draft pick made no sense to me. And so when I look at it, Ty Simpson, It's like, dude, did they draft him to just trade him?
And McVay is right there with Kevin O'Connell and Kyle Shanahan, where if
100%.
a guy sits under you and you don't watch him play, you just assume they've absorbed the world and they will be great after. 888-808-1019. Our buddy Mario in Long Beach having a big week here on the Fan. Mario, what's up?
What up, Mario?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
All's well.
I got a point about the Giants and a technical question for you, Tiki. A technical football question for me. The point is, I remember when the Jets. I'm a Jet fan, a Yankee, and Knicks. I like the Giants too. I don't really dislike the Giants. Right. So, when the Jets got their quarterback,
Gino.
The guy the all-timer.
Rogers.
Right. Yes, I gotta forget this guy. Rogers. Everybody was saying first year Super Bowl.
Yes.
And I'm saying, wait a minute, we haven't made the playoffs in 15 years.
Right.
Can we at least get a winning record or close to one and then see if we take it from there? It's like trying to get to the top of the ladder without going up any steps.
Yep.
You know?
Right.
So I think the same thing is true, because I hear a lot of hosts saying, if the Giants don't make the playoffs this year, I'll be very disappointed.
Yeah, no.
Wait a minute.
That's a big jump.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree with kind of you. 7 or 8 wins, you double your wins, and if you see you're in every game, I don't see them losing games really badly anymore, you know?
And then you examine the roster, Mario. You examine the roster as to why you lost the games you ended up losing from there, fix those holes, and then you're off and running in 2027.
And here's my technical question, Tiki. You ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't understand. Let's look at the 2 years ago, the MVP, right? Mm-hmm. Lamar has 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for the year, right?
Yes.
4. 4,100 yards passing, 66 percentage completion, right?
Yep.
900 yards rushing, 8.8 yards per attempt on the throw, and 119 quarterback rating.
Yeah.
Josh Allen has 28 touches, 37 yards. 3,700 yards passing, 500 yards rushing, and a 7.7, and his quarterback rating's 101, and he wins the MVP.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Well,
something's wrong with that.
Well, I agree,
Thanks,
and again, this is not going to affect Lamar Jackson's legacy. I don't think. I mean, he's a multiple MVP winner already. He's done stuff that just quarterbacks haven't consistently, not really even ever done. And so it's not that. I just felt like there was Lamar Jackson fatigue. And unfortunately, he was pushed because Josh Allen was not undeserving.
Right.
But I do believe Lamar Jackson had a better season. And
I agree.
But how many times in a row are you going to keep giving it to Lamar Jackson?
Yeah,
because he's a cheat code, right? He doesn't turn the ball over. He rushes for almost 1,000 yards.
Well, the dual threat, it's like, how could you not give it to Ohtani in baseball?
That's exactly right. It's kind of the same conversation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's just, how can you not say Ohtani is the best?
Right. When you're, in theory, one of the best running backs in football and one of the best quarterbacks in football.
Right.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, that was the 2024 MVP voting. The one thing, let me see. This is the first place. So he beat him essentially by about 5.5%.
Which is nothing.
5.5%. I mean, they had the same amount of completions. Their completion percentage was about the same. Lamar Jackson threw for more yards, had 13 more touchdowns and 2 less interceptions, and rushed for 400 more yards.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
It is wild. Now, Josh Allen had 12 rushing touchdowns. Lamar Jackson had 4.
And the Ravens didn't make the playoffs.
Yes.
And that, could have been a tiebreaker.
And I think that ultimately would. Oh, they did make the playoffs.
Oh,
they lost to
I'm getting the years confused.
They lost to the Bills.
That's right. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
now,
you have a different year.
I'm thinking about last year's Ravens not making the playoffs.
This is 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Boy, all those years blend together. See, it's very hard for John Harbaugh to miss the playoffs.
Yeah. Look, Josh Allen had a great season. He had 12 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, and threw 28 touchdowns.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
He's a great
player. They were both great.
Yeah. He's a total sellout for those nickel Bills uniforms, but he's a great player. Buddy Kendrick and Suffern. Kendrick, you get your ass back to work in school yet or what?
Hey, Shaun, you know what? I think this summer school I'm going to teach the Odyssey so they can enjoy the movies when they go on the weekend.
Right. Otherwise, nobody knows what the hell is going on.
Well played, Kendrick.
Right.
Well played.
Yeah, Well, anyway, guys, speaking of well played, summer school is Monday through Thursday where I work, so I'm off today. The kids are at camp. My wife went to work. And I have a random question for you before I get to the football point.
Go ahead.
So this morning, I'm in the garage, and I'm cleaning some stuff out. I see the basketball lying there. Is it acceptable for a grown man to shoot hoops in his driveway without the kids? I felt like it was a little weird just going out there and shoot.
Absolutely, it's acceptable. What are you talking about? You think people? Here's the problem.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, but you can't put on like the wristbands and the headband.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, you got to go out there with no shoes on.
Yeah, exactly. The Crocs, right? Whatever you want to do, exactly.
Ripped up T-shirt.
Yeah, I'm not lacing up my old high school shoes, but I was in sandals, and then I realized I don't want to break an ankle or something, so I didn't want to scataboo it, so I paused on it. But
and no hustling for the rebound on a missed shot either. Just let it roll back to you.
Oh, absolutely. A cool walk to get the ball if I airball.
100%.
But yeah, no, I just never see guys my age shooting around without the kids. I was like, I kind of want to shoot, so I went for it. But I did hear some things, and speaking of basketball, I heard you guys talking earlier about the Buck, and the Buck will stop with the coach, not the quarterback, because a few months ago we wanted the Buck named Giannis, and now I heard you guys talking about Baker and Tiki. It's not to say that the QB play doesn't have to be competent this year, but the focus needs to be more on the team. And last year with the Seahawks, everyone points to Sam Darnold, and the quarterback deservedly so gets a lot of the praise when things go right. But that team was flooded with first-round talent and early second-round talent. When you look at their line, their receiving core, their defense, there was a lot of top picks invested on that team. And that's how I want the Jets to be built, organically and through the draft. And so to me, I think, Sam Darnold, let's not forget, he had Dave Canales and Liam Cohen in those first 2 years, and the coaching matters. I always
100%. 100%. Hold on, Kendrick. I'm gonna pause you for a second, because Shaun and I had this. I'm not cutting you off. Just pausing you for a second. Shaun and I had this conversation in the break. What if Baker Mayfield's existence, NFL existence, is just to go places and fix them?
Yep.
Because doesn't it feel like that's what he's been? That's what that's what his legacy could be. What that's worth, I don't know, but it is what it is. But doesn't that feel like what he brings? Because his energy is, and his leadership, and his, I don't know, he doesn't give an F. You know what I mean?
It's like when you bring John Taffer into a bad bar.
Right.
NFL rescue.
So isn't that what the Jets need?
So I hear you, but I think that it could also be like somewhat coincidental, because I think there's a lot of parts for Baker there that worked. And he, again, like the quarterback tends to get a lot of the credit, not that they don't deserve it.
Right.
But, I think the exception to the rule had been that, you could get a quarterback who's been established. But now the rule seems to be, if you're not in the top 10, and let's be honest, we got to stop saying a quarterback's a top 10 quarterback, because half the league is a top 10 quarterback. And so 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you had the consistent names on the top of the list. Nowadays, you could have 20 different top 10 lists. And so unless you establish yourself as a clear-cut Super Bowl-worthy quarterback, you're going to become available after either your rookie deal or, like Baker here, is you've had your time, and it's almost like a Julius Randle, a Pete Alonso, where it's nothing personal, but we know what our ceiling is with you. And so to me, if I'm building with so much potential as a Jets fan, I don't want to cap the ceiling. And it's not a knock, because he's a good quarterback, but I just don't think he's a difference maker. And with the Jets guys and the Giants, I'm super excited with the coaching and the talent that they have. I know you guys just had Connor Green on there, but DeMario Davis wearing the mic for the Jets now and moving Jamie and Sherwood, David Bailey opening it up for Will McDonald. I think the same thing could be said for your guys' defense. I just think right now New York football has so much potential that the talk of like bringing in a 15th ranked, 18th ranked quarterback, to me, just sours it a little bit. But I appreciate you giving me the...
Kendrick, hold on. Can I just, on the way out the door, I appreciate you. I just want you to answer me this one question. How much does it cost to get a Pirate's ear pierced?
I don't know how much.
$1 an ear.
Well done, guys. I appreciate you letting me shoot some hoops and talking, man. I'll talk to you guys.
Take care,
See you, Kendrick. Have a good weekend, dude.
Kendrick and stuff. The absolute best.
Nice one. So he mentioned something interesting about Baker, which gets kind of it's convoluted and it's somewhat unfair to Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield has bounced around a little bit, but he has been with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the last 3 seasons. 2 of those seasons he made the Pro Bowl, 23 and 24. And Kendrick was mentioning, he had a really good coordinator in Dave Canales. And the following year, he had a really good coordinator in Liam Cohen. Both of them are now head coaches in the National Football League. And then he had a setback year in 2025. That's because, do you know Josh Grizzard?
I don't.
Exactly.
I don't. Sounds like somebody I could have went to high school with.
That was his offensive coordinator last year.
So Josh is doing well
after
high school.
In his 4th year, this is his 4th coordinator.
In Tampa, 4 different
He's been in 4 different systems in 4 years. You know who it is now? Zach Robinson. And you know why that's important? Because Zach Robinson was with him when he was with the Los Angeles Rams.
And Zach Robinson went to Atlanta after that?
Yep, went to Atlanta for two seasons. Now he's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so when you talk about that Sean McVay adjacent hire, that's what the Bucs have done. So, look, let's say he doesn't get traded and he stays with the Buccaneers. I actually expect him to have a phenomenal season.
Yeah.
He won't be a top 15 quarterback. He'll be a top 10 quarterback. He'll be one of those guys that we're looking at saying, man, Baker Mayfield really should have gotten paid. The Buccaneers shouldn't have let him get the free agency type of thing. And so, again, I don't know how this is going to all pay out. I'm just saying there is an opportunity that's sitting in front of the Jets. This is what we started our show with. You can rewind it on the free Odyssey app. Back an hour and a half, 2 hours. This is what I feel like is an opportunity that you have to at least explore.
Yeah.
You have to. Even if it ends in nothing and Baker and his camp says, you know what, we're not interested. We actually want to stay here. We like Zach. We like what this Buccaneers potential future looks like for me. Thanks for asking, but no thank you. You have to explore it because I don't know if the Jets have an answer at quarterback and they can't keep sucking. They just can't. Otherwise, they're turning over the entire situation. Muji probably keeps his job, but Aaron Glenn gets fired. The team turns over again. Some of the vets that came in on the defensive or offensive side to be part of this problem just get pushed off because the new coach wants somebody else. Like, you got to stabilize yourself, man. And I mentioned this to Kendrick, and I'm saying it to you, Shaun, now on air because we talked about it off air. Baker kind of is a stabilizer. He just is.
I'm usually anti that thought process, but not for that quarterback, for that franchise. I actually do think that's the perfect stabilizer. So much so that Connor Green, who's now also become an NFL insider, apparently, his father says he'll be back in and throw out all the Giant stuff he got for Christmas if Baker's the quarterback. Is that right?
So the mini football he got to take the air out of that. Nice. He will officially become a Jets fan again if they get Baker Mayfield.
You hear that?
Big, huge news, important news.
And this just in, I hear Woody Johnson's kids love Baker Mayfield's Madden rating. So that also would play well. 888-808-1019. The Tigers are doing something the Mets should be doing. We'll continue to take your football calls and workshop a little baseball. And as we are taking you up until 1:40 Yankee pregame. Yankees in Chicago taking on the Cubs now after 4 games with the White Sox. And there's no better time than now to upgrade your home with Windorama's Summer Savings Event. Save up to 40% off when you install with Windorama. Choose from top brands like Anderson Windows and Doors and Master Shield Gutter Guards. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle it all. A stress-free process from measurement to installation. And when you shop in-stock inventory, they'll install in just 14 days. Visit Windorama.com and book now.
Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and not get the hiccups. Enjoy it no matter what the weekend plans are. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
And this Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. New York Giants wide receiver Malik Nabers seen in practice on Wednesday, and it is a giant deal for the New York Football Giants. We think Nabers is on track to play coming up Week 1 Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys, and you can make a case for the Giants to exceed expectations this year, but they need Nabers. I'm Nick Costos.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
This summer, cool down with Dunkin' Refreshers. Sip on black cherry or try the all-new pink pineapple. Or try one of their flavorful fan favorites like mango pineapple or strawberry dragon fruit. All of them are ice cold and refreshing. Dunkin' Refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. A whole lot of flavor and very refreshing. It's a sip of summer, only at Dunkin'. Dunkin' Refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
The summer is here and it is hot. If you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, you got to think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with their super savings sale. They're offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant R454B systems, expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right, you get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive 5-year service plan that includes annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Servicing all of Long Island and Queens, you can call the team at Sloman's today, 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But you got to hurry, these cool savings aren't going to last. So don't miss out. Call 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. That's ac.slomans.com. Terms and conditions do apply.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Living in the city that never sleeps, you need a powerful home connection that keeps pace with your midnight grind. Keep your connection as legendary as the city itself. If you're a Verizon mobile customer, switch to Fios Home Internet and get reliable 100% fiber optic speed for just $20 a month. It's high-speed fiber dependability for less than a week of subway rides. Visit Verizon.com and switch today. Availability varies for Fios customers with AutoPay, Mobile Plus Home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. One offer per eligible account. Additional terms apply. Limited time offer.
Orgavatazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Brew. Between my radio show, filming content, editing videos, and trying to stay connected with family, reliable Wi-Fi isn't really optional anymore. I just need it to work. And that's why I like that with Xfinity, you get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years, guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, Xfinity makes getting connected simple with same-day Wi-Fi so you can get online in minutes. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
The Colonel is the king of chicken. That's why he's always had a beef with beef. But on Wednesdays, he's squashing the beef by frying it. KFC Country Fried Steak is here for only $4.99. Crispy golden outside, tender steak inside. Served with peppery gravy, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, and a biscuit. At last, the Colonel and beef buried the hatchet in gravy. Get the $4.99 Country Fried Steak Wednesdays for a limited time only at KFC.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Last time the Yankees played this Friday Wrigley game, do you know when it was?
No.
This is like a sicko brain for me.
Mm-hmm.
The last time the Yankees played the Friday afternoon game in Wrigley was actually the first football Friday of the season 2 years ago, and we did the 100th year anniversary Giants show from the Meadowlands.
Right.
And that day was the day Luke Weaver debuted as the closer for the Yankees because they had sat down Clay Holmes, and Luke Weaver shut it down, and the Yankees beat the Cubs in Wrigley on that
And
Friday.
then we wanted him to be our closer for life.
Yeah, and now maybe today's a day that Luke Weaver gets traded. Maybe we'll figure that out.
And maybe he comes back.
The Yankee lineup is out today. I do want to get to Aaron Boone stuff, but we'll probably do that in an hour or so as we lead into the Yankee game. Paul Goldschmidt's leading off at first. Ben Rice bats second. He's the DH today. Ahmed Rosario is the third baseman, batting third. Jasson Domínguez is batting cleanup in right field. Again, Martian overslid third base yesterday. That's a brutal fundamental error, but he's a guy who has been at least hitting. Trent Grisham, finally, get him out of that leadoff hole. He's been a disaster. He's batting fifth in center field. Anthony Volpe, sixth, shortstop. Spencer Jones in left bats seventh. Ali Sanchez, the catcher, bats eighth. And Jose Caballero's at second base.
I don't mind
batting
that.
ninth. So Jazz is out of the lineup. That's worth noting after the injury yesterday.
Yeah.
They called the cramps. Here's the issue with Jazz and the injuries, man. Like, I appreciate his toughness if he's really hurt, but it feels like every week I watch a Yankee game that Jazz Chisholm limps off the field in, and then he's not on the IL, which obviously you prefer, but it makes me question, like, are these real injuries or are they not? And then we hear cramps, but now he's out of the lineup. And for all the frustration, they can't afford to lose Jazz Chisholm now to the IL.
They can't because he's been clutch in some games. He's been bad for stretches at times, but you need a guy who can be clutch for you.
Yeah, and he's that.
And he is that.
And if he gets on the bases, like, he could cause havoc.
Right, but that's also, I mean, I think about Cody Bellinger, and we talk about how good of a baseball player he is. Like, there was a point in the season where it's like, every day you can count on Cody Bellinger to get a hit. And I went through a little bit of slump. He's starting to come back. But he plays every day. He's out in the outfield. He's a great outfielder. Some of these running catches that he's making, it's just, but sometimes it becomes taxing.
Yep.
And like, I think back, I'm like, man, maybe they should just gave him a day as a DH. But they can't do it.
They can't do it. And then he ended up on the IL because he plays every freaking day. And now here's the problem with Jazz. So, yeah, you're already down Cody now. You're down Judge. You're down Stanton. Losing Jazz would be brutal. If they did lose Jazz, I think I'd have more of a conversation about Luis Arise and making that kind of move.
You mean Jeremy Pena?
Jeremy Pena.
But Volpe at second.
Can we have an honest conversation with Evan out? I am rooting for every single one of these guys he said won't get traded to get traded. Because it's the pompous-ass way that Evan has proclaimed all of these guys are not getting traded.
I know. And it would be even better. That's why I told him he's got to wear the double L. If they get traded and any of them come to the Yankees, he's got a double L.
He's got me to the point where I'm not even considering whether I want the guy to be a fit on the Yankees or not. I just want every single player he said is not going to be traded.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, we're going to make you with double L's, Evan. As far as the Mets go, before we get back to your calls, I do find this interesting tonight. The Tigers have scratched Casey Mize from their start. Now, that's not the sexy Tiger starter. It's Tariq Skubal, who a lot of people expect to be traded. Dodgers, the front runners. We'll get it. That'll be talked about at nauseum on Monday if that goes down. But by not starting Casey Mize, it tells you, well, full-blown, they're open for business, and they would like to shop him as well as a pitcher. And then you have the Mets, who opened up their business transaction, so to speak, by trading A.J. Minter deep into the night last night.
Right, only played 23 games for the Mets this year, but still.
Well, okay. It's an asset you had, and he's a reliever. If you want to lean on his Atlanta time to go, like, I could see why the Twins, for instance, would make that move.
Yeah, they're buying.
They're buying, which, okay, before I get to the Met part of this, the Twin part buying, I will take the L on this. I thought when Byron Buxton got moved to the IL, they might have more of a realization about who they are, where they are. I know A.J. Minter is not exactly Mariano Rivera. If they're trading prospects at any level for a reliever, they're not trading Ryan Jeffers, their catcher. So that's another catcher off the board for the New York Yankees. I think that signals this. But as far as the Mets go in the deadline, how do you start Freddie Peralta tonight if you're the Mets?
It doesn't make any sense because what's going to happen? Let's say he has a great start, and I don't predict him having a great start. Let's say he has the same start he's had every time. Gets to 4 1/3 or whatever it may be. And all of a sudden, you get another example of him not really being valuable to a team. Now, I think some team, and I think I forgot who said this. Maybe it was Passon or whoever it was, said that a lot of teams are saying they think that Freddie Peralta's struggles may be a Met thing. It's just the Mets system, pitching, coaching, whatever it may be. And I guess I can buy that because over the course of his career, he's been really good. Yeah, he's 5-5, but he's been really good. And for some reason, he is bad this year. Now, maybe that's just the pressure of being in a contract year, which we know. But is that something that you want to buy into?
Yeah.
A guy who caved to the pressure?
Yes. I mean, no, I don't want to buy into
Exactly.
that. But yeah, like, the whole thing's a mess. And also, what about just the simple fact of anything can happen? What if he takes a line drive off the face tonight and ends up on the IL? What if he pulls something in his legs pitching?
Yeah. Now you're stuck with him.
You have essentially made, let's be honest, the Mets have made the decision to trading Freddie Peralta. When there's enough smoke, there's fire. They're clearly sellers. They're so far out of it. And he is arguably, besides Luke Weaver, who's under more control, and that would be the reason, the biggest piece that you could get on a return.
Right.
Like, you're not going to get a better return from Luis Robert.
He even thinks he's getting traded. He said it after his last start.
Yeah, he's openly talking about it. To send him to the mound tonight, to do what? To what? If he pitches well, like Tiki said, like nothing changes. Pitches badly, maybe it has you second guess it, which he probably will pitch badly. You can't send him to the mound tonight just for the risk of injury.
Yeah.
Tigers are smart doing this, and this is where the Mets just can't get out of their own way. How do you start Freddie Peralta tonight? 888-808-1019. All right, let's get back to your calls. Our friend Harvey in Dix Hills. Harvey, what's up, man?
What's up, Harvey?
How are you?
We're good, man.
I always love quoting one of my coaches. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a team.
Yep.
So I just want to comment on a couple of things. We have mostly questions. At least I have mostly questions, not answers. Okay.
Go ahead.
I find it hard to believe, number one, that Baker Mayfield is not going to be signed by Tampa Bay. In that context, he did well. He always did well. He did well in Cleveland.
Right.
He had an attitude problem, but I find it hard to believe he's not going to be in Tampa Bay.
He's grown up, but I know this just from talking to people down there. They've tried, man. They really have, and they're frustrated by it because they're doing it they're trying to do it the right way, and he comes out and says what he says, which makes it seem like the Bucs are incompetent. And that's frustrating internally. So I think you're right, Harvey, ultimately. But I also look at it, as we talked about to start the show, it's an opportunity for other teams who need a quarterback, right? Because if you don't have one, where are you?
Yep.
Nowhere. Yeah, to me that's just talk. But some of the things you mentioned, I also find it hard to believe that the Rams would draft Ty Simpson so high in the draft. Don't forget, there was no sure bet. He was a better quarterback when he was at Alabama than Mendoza the first half of the year, and he supposedly had a back injury.
Yep.
I find it hard to believe that they draft him so high not to play him eventually. And the other thing that to me, and I said it at draft time with you, is that you keep on. When you're in quarterback purgatory, you continue to try, draft and look until you got your quarterback. And the Jets have Klubnik, big guy from Clemson, who was disappointing. I don't know where he's going. I don't know where the Jets are going with it. But you just keep on going until you get your quarterback, to be quite frank with you.
Yeah, but I also think Harvey, appreciate you, Harvey. Harvey, great caller, calls me every day after the Giant in the post game. He's the best. But I feel like Matt Stafford, let's evaluate him real quick. This is just back on the Ty Simpson conversation. Again, instead of side to what we're talking about, but it's interesting. Matt Stafford won the MVP last year. Matt Stafford led the league in passing yards last year. He led the league in passing touchdowns last year with 46 46 touchdowns he had. And so he's 37 years old. This will be his year 37 season, I believe. I forget when he turns 38, but he's 37 years old. No, he is 38. And so, like, how long is he playing? Is it 2 more years or is it 4 more years?
We thought at the beginning of last year that might have been it based on the back end.
And I don't think it is. I think he's going to keep playing as long as he physically thinks he can do it. And because he wants to be. If he messes around and the Rams are good, Shaun thinks they're going to have a regression year. But let's just say that they're good.
Well, Evan totally thinks that. I said I could see it.
Right. They get to a Super Bowl. He wins another Super Bowl. He's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, for sure.
And so
he might already be.
He might already be. But he wants that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think any of these quarterbacks who have been consistently good over the course of their career, unfortunately, he suffered in a pathetic Detroit Lions system for most of his career. But he wants to go down as one of the greats. There's no really good quarterback that's hit age 38 now and saying, yep, I'm just going to hang it up.
Like, see Aaron Rodgers.
He wants to be one of the best to ever have done it. And he wants to win another championship. I got to believe he's not playing another year or 2. I think he's playing 3 or 4 more years. And so when I look at Ty Simpson, it doesn't fit what Matt Stafford wants for his career.
This is where I'll agree with you. Because unlike Aaron Rodgers, I have a hard time envisioning Matt Stafford, who's already obviously gone from the Lions to the Rams, which is kind of funny. It almost feels like he's more known for the Rams now because he won the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
I have a hard time thinking Matt Stafford's quarterbacking Tampa Bay at the age of 40 years old. I think when he's done with the Rams, he's done with his career. And that to that point, if it's 3 or 4 more years, it's completely different than Jordan Love sitting for 2 years or Rodgers before that sitting to that point. Like I think Stafford, if he can go for the next 3 or 4 years, then you're going to waste a whole rookie contract on Ty Simpson.
That's exactly right. And you're not going to have any intel on him. Right? You're not going to know, hey, do we pick up his 5th-year option?
No, and his value will be that he sat there behind Matt's or whatever under what was the coach's name, Sean McVay.
Yeah.
And that's what attracts him. So, Tiki, I hadn't even thought of it, and as 2 hours have gone by or whatever since that thought, I do think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it just because it was odd to me. Because I don't think Matt Stafford's in the position to say, all right, guys, start looking for the guy, the next guy. I'll tutor him so that when I retire next year or 2 years from now, you have your guy. I don't think that's the situation with the Rams. And I always know that Les Snead is thinking like down the line.
Yeah.
Multiple ticks down the line.
And the upsetness or whatever was interpreted from Sean McVay at that presser about Ty Simpson, where I think everybody probably looked at it as, well, Sean McVay really didn't like Ty Simpson, the quarterback. Sean McVay might have liked Ty Simpson, the quarterback, but Sean McVay might have preferred
a wide receiver.
Right, like somebody that's going to have an impact this year as opposed to you continuing to play this chess game. And that's what that reaction could have been.
It's very similar to Aaron Rodgers, to be honest with you.
It is.
In Green Bay.
It is.
When they drafted a quarterback in the first round to replace him, and it took, 3 years?
Yeah, but the difference there is at least Tomlin stuck around. I'm not sorry, Tomlin. What was his coach's name? The coach that's still there with Green Bay. I'm doing terrible with this.
Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur stuck around. Like, I think if Matt Stafford's done, McVay may be done. Like, I'd be stunned if we get to a point where they're actually going to call Ty Simpson to start and McVay sticking around with the Rams. That's kind of
and
my
then all of a
feeling.
sudden you have a new coach, and it's like, I don't really like Ty Simpson.
That's not his guy either. Right, exactly. Corey in Massapequa Park. Corey, what's up? This is the best topic I've ever seen. This is so insidey. Corey, what's up?
Shaun, Tiki, what's up, boys? Happy Friday. How are you?
All's well, man.
Hey, 2 questions. Tiki, I have a shocky question, but if we have time at the end, I'll ask that.
Fantastic interview with Shannon Sharp, by the way.
Yes.
I haven't seen it. I will definitely check it out. Just love that football talk is back. I want to get into the nitty-gritty stuff. Marcus Bell, right? So when I think about short-term goals for the Giants, long-term goals of the Giants, I feel like he certainly falls more in the latter. Hopefully we don't need him this year. But my question is, how do you guys envision him being a part of this team, progressing, taking aside injuries? Obviously, there's an injury and we have to plug him in. Yeah. That's a different story. But let's just assume no injury. What do you guys feel is the best way, Bo, get some touches and also develop this year?
Man, it's a great question because right now he's your third tackle.
Yeah, they call it the swing tackle.
The swing tackle.
Necessary position in
the
NFL.
Of course, because Andrew Thomas, we know his injury history. Let's hope he's healthy, knock on wood, that he's great because he's one of the top tackles in football. And I don't know how they work Marcus Bowe in. I don't think they're going to do, hey, Marcus, get a series here or there. I think that's disruptive, especially when continuity on the offensive line is so important, especially when we're talking about what I think this John Harbaugh wants to do, which is run the football.
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing so many tight ends on this team. Malachi Fields, who we talked to Connor Hughes about, physicality. He's a big wide receiver, but kind of like an extra tight end for you. And so I could see them playing 13-ish personnel. That's 3 tight ends with him as a quote-unquote tight end, but he's also a big player, a big wide receiver, and you can use him in lots of different ways. I remember when George Kittle first came into the league in San Francisco, and Kyle Shanahan was being innovative with his routing and systems. Like every player had to know every role, like X, Y. X is the wide receiver, Y being the tight end, the Z is the slot. Like all those guys had to be interchangeable.
They had to learn every single route.
You could put in 13 personnel and be 3 wide.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's kind of what this Giant offense has the potential to look like. And so I look at a guy, like Marcus Bowe, and I say the continuity has got to be up front with the offensive line. And I don't know how he finds time to get playing time because they need him, need consistency with the 5 guys that are going to start, especially for the run game. Because in the running game, it's all communication. All right, we have a gap scheme. If whoever's uncovered is pulling, and all of a sudden you throw in a guy who's not used to it, and you get confusion about which one of these guys is pulling, and next thing you know, somebody's unblocked in the backfield, get a negative play. So it's a dicey situation. He's the swing tackle right now, and I think that's kind of what he's going to be this year, barring injury.
Yeah, and
I do think he's a good player.
That's exactly
he
it.
He looked better in the preseason at right tackle than he did at left tackle last season.
But even when he played a little bit, when James Hudson went through that whole meltdown versus the Cowboys,
right.
And Bo had to play that whole second half versus the Chiefs. Remember Andrew Thomas only played a half?
Yes, he had all those penalties.
Right. What you ended up realizing is that, okay, he's obviously not Andrew Thomas, but he's not a disaster play guy at left tackle if Thomas is out.
Right.
Whereas if Andrew Thomas were to miss 2 games this year, of course, the Giants going to be hurt. That's their best player, Andrew Thomas, no doubt. But I don't feel like the offense can't function anymore, and that's a step above. So here's what I would say about Marcus Bowe. How's he going to get playing time? If you get to the end of the year and Marcus Bowe has not been able to get on the field for an offensive snap, it's a good thing because it shows everybody was healthy, but chances are he will. And this is where you lean on. You paid Jermaine Illuminor now. He signed here, came back. Marcus Bowe is your 6th offensive line. He's your swing tackle, but you know what else he is? He is the guy when Jermaine Illuminor, who has had that versatility, if he has to kick in because John Runyon gets hurt or Maui Noah has struggled or gets hurt, you could swing Jermaine Illuminor back into guard and play Marcus Bowe at right tackle too. Like, I would much rather Marcus Bowe see the field as a right tackle and play Illuminor on the inside than have Aaron Stinney play guard or whatever it's going to be. He gets snaps if somebody's hurt, and if nobody gets hurt, and that's the biggest concern is, wow, we never got to see Marcus Bowe on the field, I'd argue it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. And it's also, you think about, I just follow the Eagles' path here, and not to put reverence on the Eagles, but they've done such an amazing job at developing the next generation of their players. I mean, that was Mailata, Jordan Mailata. Like he was a project.
That's it.
And I think Marcus Bowe is a 5th-round pick. He's kind of a project.
Yes. Yeah, he fell for a reason.
Yep.
But he's a project.
And if he sits for a couple of years, meaning this year, I think he's going to be better for it next year.
Of course.
Or when he ultimately gets a chance to play.
Yeah, and if you get to year 4 and you're wondering whether to pay him or not, and you want to get ahead on paying him, then do that, and maybe that's the end of Jermaine Illuminor.
Right.
So we'll see. All right, Thomas in Georgia. Thomas, what's up?
What's up, Thomas?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
a little background noise though, dude.
What's up, man?
I was calling because normally I hear you guys on. I'm usually backed up, but I was listening to the early part of the show where that caller called in about trading for Patrick Mahomes.
God.
That pissed me off. Shaun, good job. That pissed me off.
Thank you. It was the arrogance of which he said it like we were the idiots. Yes.
Shaun, do you remember what you said when you tell your daughters when they're talking too much, you get a brainerism?
Yes.
That guy.
Daddy's brain needs to shut off.
That guy just needs to shut up. And I'm gonna call Joe in the morning too and tell him, be like, hey, this guy tried to tell us draft Patrick Mahomes. Get out of here. Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow are the golden gooses of that franchise.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna want to go to those games or to.
Well,
if they're not there.
Thomas, thank you for being a sane caller. We really appreciate it. You have a good weekend, all right, buddy? Take care. All right, let's sneak in another one here. Annabelle in Bridgeport. Annabelle, what's up?
Hey, Annabelle.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Great show as always. Hey, Tiki, I want to mention something. If the Mets are going to go get rid of Peralta, I think they should get some prospect back because Peralta's going to be a free agent next year. So the Mets can resign him back. So why don't we, the best thing to do is trade him, maybe to the Milwaukee Brewers. David Stearns knows the Milwaukee Brewers, and he knows what he had there before.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, so go get the prospects that he's familiar with.
Exactly. Now, on the Francisco Alvarez, trading Francisco Alvarez to whatever team is going to trade him, what are we going to have for a catcher next year? I mean, we don't have to. I mean, Luis Torren does a good job as a backup, but who are we going to get as a starting catcher?
Yeah.
I mean, that's to be seen.
Yeah, they don't have one. If you trade Alvarez, and Alvarez is working a lot as a DH, for the Mets this season, and I'm just looking at the farm system. I mean, maybe that's somebody that they target in from a trade prospect standpoint.
Yeah,
is a catcher, but Giovanni Rodriguez, but he's in Single A. He's in the farm system.
Long way away.
There's not really someone that you're really targeting in your own system right now that would replace Francisco Alvarez. And again, finding a catcher, as we're finding out with the Yankees, and I guess some other teams as well, is not just, there's that guy. We can go get that guy.
No.
There's not a ton of them.
Because there's not a ton of good ones to begin with.
Yes.
So the problem is you have to decide, are you completely inept there or can you get by?
Right.
I mean, the Mets can get by. So, look, Luis Torrens, by the way, if you're going to dump on Alvarez, I think you can get by for 162 games with Luis Torrens starting a catcher.
He's a really good defensive catcher.
That's it.
Right. He's not wowing you all the time offensively, but he's a great defensive catcher, especially with the guy stealing second. He's great at getting the ball down there. And I think if you can find another alternative and at the trade deadline, then maybe Francisco Alvarez becomes, put this in quotes, expendable. But
Right.
I can't see them doing that.
I can't either. And also, if a team's trading for Alvarez, do they even view him defensively as a catcher long term? And then you're talking about a DH. So I'm not sure the value there. All right, we'll come back. We have a Cinco de Luncho. I have no idea what Connor Green's going to present to us, but I left Connor in charge of this. He's usually great at this. We'll see. We'll continue to take your calls. Everything's on the board at this point. We did a little Mets, a little Yankees, the Giants in camp. If you want to go back and rewind to 11 o'clock, Connor Hughes was on, and the Jets and Baker Mayfield, and Tiki's thoughts on that. We started the show with that as well. We're going up until 1:40 Yankee pregame as they are in Wrigley today. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
You guys have heard me talking a lot about Collars & Co. I love them. This clothing is fantastic. It feels phenomenal, and it looks even better. So if you haven't checked it out, you got to do it now. They're the makers of the original dress collar polo. It's changed the game. And now they've opened their first ever store right here in Manhattan on the Upper West Side. So whether you're looking for sharp shirts, everyday style, or their new Maverick Performance blazer, comes in so many different styles and it's just sweet. Lays on you perfectly. You'll find clothes that look great and feel even better. Stop by their new Manhattan boutique at 182 Columbus Avenue in New York City. Or you can shop online at collarsandco.com. Tell them Tiki sent you. Use code Tiki to get 20% off your first order. That's at collarsandco.com.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Jag Physical Therapy. Jag Physical Therapy proudly announces their new location in Florham Park, New Jersey at 177 Columbia Turnpike. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or simply looking to move better, Jag Physical Therapy is ready to help you get back to the life you love. For more information or to make an appointment, visit jagpt.com.
Your NFL destination station is The Fan.
Which Gino are we going to get? We're going to get the distracted one with all the stuff off the field. We're going to get the one that was, pretty decent back in Seattle a couple years ago. I don't think you'll get the one that you saw last year.
NFL MVP Boomer Esiason and Giants legend Tiki Barber hit you with the most informed opinions, taking you inside the team facility and inside the huddle like no one else can.
I hope that John Harbaugh goes hard as hell on these guys so that they're prepared for what the regular season and the the NFL is.
The greats talk shop with you here all season long on your home for everything NFL. 101.9 FM WFAN.
The all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is designed to give you more of what matters. More passenger space and headroom for greater comfort. More cargo space, a lower lift-in height, and a standard power liftgate on every model. More connectivity with Google built-in integration, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. All in a family-friendly SUV that delivers exceptional value. Drive a Mazda during the Mazda's More to Move You sales event and discover what makes Mazda the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve, but my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-500-3495. 800-500-3495. 800-500-3495.
Orgavadazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. New shoes, new clothes, brand new grade. Switch to Verizon to make sure their tech keeps up. This back-to-school season, buy or bring any Android phone and get a Samsung Galaxy tablet on Verizon. Get your kids ready for the school year without breaking the bank. Visit Verizon.com or your local store today. Bring an Android phone or purchase a new phone with device payment on postpaid service plan required. $329.99 tablet device payment purchase with new line on $20 per month tablet plan for 36 months required. Less $330 tablet promo credit applied over 36 months. Additional taxes, fees, and terms apply.
John Montone. Right now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, we have a full lineup of new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokees.
Todd, I'm digging the refreshed look, new tech features, and that powerful new engine.
And during the Make This a Summer event happening at Ramsey, let your summer thrills begin with a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Altitude 4x4. Leased for $379 a month for 36 months.
Or drive off in a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited 4x4. Lease for just $399 a month for 36 months.
Both offers with just $48.88 due at signing and 0% APR financing for 36 months.
So head to Ramsey and make this the summer before these deals fall away. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. Tax, title, registration extra. $0 security deposit. VIN number TC258760 and T8564639. 0% APR at $27.78 per month for $1,000 finance. Ends 8/3/26.
The summer is here and it is hot. If you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, you got to think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with their super savings sale. They're offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant R454B systems, expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right, you get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive 5-year service plan that includes annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Servicing all of Long Island and Queens, you can call the team at Sloman's today, 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But you got to hurry, these cool savings aren't going to last. So don't miss out. Call 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. That's ac.slomans.com. Terms and conditions do apply.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Start your day with Boomer and Geo. Join the conversation weekday mornings from 6 to 10. Call 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash, and this Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. This report from John Clark, NBC Bay Area. The New York Post has it as well. Former Phillies and Mets and Yankees outfielder Harrison Bader is out for the season with the San Francisco Giants. Why? He was in a scooter accident where he reportedly drove his scooter into the back of a fire truck.
Wow.
And that fire truck then ran over his injured foot. Witnesses are saying that he was seen drinking at various points during the night of that scooter accident.
Wow.
And the Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Tiki, you're an athlete. You find out a teammate was drinking at a bunch of places and rides a scooter into the back of a fire truck, and then the fire truck runs over your foot. Sounds like it's Bugs Bunny. Your thoughts?
No, it really does. It feels like this is not a DWI or anything like that.
An SWI?
It's
DSI?
I think it does kind of constitute operating while intoxicated, especially if it was one of those. I'm assuming it was an electric scooter.
Yeah, I have a thought on that.
And those things scare the hell out of me.
Yeah.
My daughters won't have one, and they ride it around. It scares me. And so, first of all, Harrison Bader should know better. He's had a rough season. He's only played 20 games or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, it's been a down. The whole thing.
It's been a disaster season for him, and now this exacerbates it, and it makes him feel irresponsible. He's not a young man anymore. He's not like someone who's just getting in the league and still has these immature vibes going about him. He should know better than this. And it's just it's frustrating because you hate to see good players, and again, he's not a star player, but he's a good utility type player. Just make dumb decisions. Like decisions like this frustrate me.
Tiki, you and I are
I read, by the way, he had another scooter incident in 2014
So this
where
is
he
the second time?
rode a scooter into a parked car.
That's 12 years ago, man. So that's exactly it. So, Tiki, you and I are both dads here. All right? I'm not trying to get on my high horse because my kids are younger, whatever. This feels like something, if our kids were like late teenagers, would have happen. We'd have to like sit down and be like, what the hell are you doing? And have like that moment. This is not something a professional baseball player who had the same incident or a similar incident 12 years ago should be coming home and going, yeah, a fire truck ran me over because I ran into it with a scooter. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And like, honestly, imagine he was still a Met or a Yankee, how big a story this would be.
Oh, it'd be
here.
enormous.
It would be incredible. And the other thing I'll say about these scooters, as long as we're here, and this is the opening, I commute on the railroad every single day, okay? It's just easier for me to get in and out of Long Island this way instead of sitting in traffic, okay? Especially with these hours. Since changing to these hours, Tiki, off afternoons, I don't know what is about the morning rush and then the time I leave going home. These electric scooters, people just carry on. They take up so much space on the trains.
Yeah.
Why do so many of you need electric scooters? What is the purpose? You come into Manhattan. Now, you want to tell me it saves you a little money on the subway? All right, you're not. First of all, you're driving around this place, which is nutso, in Manhattan in these scooters. And then you think because you have a scooter, you suddenly own Long Island Railroad trains. You've got to step over them or move them out of the way. I think it's absurd. And I got to be honest, Tiki, it's driving me so mad, I'm starting to think less of you. This is going to sound rude and this is going to sound mean. There is one specific person. Let's just say it's a bit of a heavy-set gal that gets off at the station I have. She gets off with this electric scooter, and everybody's got to move out of the way because it's bulky. She has to, like, rush to be the first one down the stairs of the railroad station, and she proceeds to hop on this scooter.
In the station or out?
Once she gets to the bottom of the stairs,
Okay.
hop on the scooter. And you would think, time to go home. No. She rides the scooter to like the parking lot where I park, which is not like directly under the tracks, but you have to cross the street. And I see her like loading it in her car. And I got to be honest with you. I think less of you as a human. How fat and lazy are you that you need to ride the scooter what amounts to the same? By the way, I get there, you still have it left in your car, and I'm walking. I'm a little overweight, and I understand that. If you're fat and overweight and riding these scooters, with all due respect, take the steps. I mean, honestly.
Right. Walk.
How lazy are we?
Walk a little bit.
I mean, jeez.
Well, you go to the grocery store, sometimes you see people scooting around there, getting different kind of foods and stuff.
I know I'm a hypocrite because you won't find a fatter, lazier American than me. But when I see some people do this, I go, why don't I just give in and do this? How lazy are we? These electric scooters got to go. Harrison Beta crash into fire trucks, and fat people can't get enough of them. They just can't. Sorry, 888-808-1019. I don't want to piggyback that with the Cinco, so we'll get to that in a moment. We'll take a call. Victor in Sacramento. Victor, what's up?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? Real quick, I was on a scooter and got hit by a car in Austin, Texas, and I was sober as an ox. So,
jeez,
good time, time.
Yeah, but that was
anyway,
probably the car's fault, right, Victor?
Do you walk to your parking spots,
yeah.
Victor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
but
good.
just real quick, I'm a Giants and Mets fan, but IBO call, Yankee call. So, yesterday you guys were talking about Aaron Boone and how he doesn't really call out players in front of the media, and God only knows what happens behind the scenes, right? But when you think of the leaders, you think of Aaron Judge and Aaron Boone. And Tiki, this is really, I guess, more for you. I was just wondering, like, as an athlete who's looked up as a leader, for the fellow players, when they're injured, or especially injury-prone like Judge and Stanton can be, does there come a point where their impact is less? And have you ever, just real quick, two more things.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever seen that during your playing career? Because I was very young towards the end of your career, but I remember Strahan being out for half a year, but he was already an established veteran.
Right.
And then my other point is, we talk about innings limits and all of that, how it's ruined the game. And you guys were talking about who should start for the Yankees Game 1 in the playoff series. I really miss the days where if there was a Game 7, everyone was
available.
Able
right.
to, remember Madison Bumgarner in 2014?
Right.
I want to say he pitched 3 games and then closed out the following game. So I feel like that's a lost art in the baseball playoffs. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
No, I appreciate you. From a leadership standpoint, I think it's different in baseball than football when you're hurt. In football, when you're hurt, you're not around.
No,
you're not hang. It's not every day. So you come in, you get your rehab either before or after practice. You're not really seeing the team, and you're not standing in the dugout or on the sideline, rah-rahing guys or giving them pointers. Judge is still around.
Yes.
Right? He's still there. You see him in the dugout. He's leading by his words and his presence, and you miss him on the field being that example leader. But I think in baseball, when you're hurt, you can still be like Garrett Cole was this way.
Yep.
Right? You can still be that leader. And so but what this Yankee team needs, and we'll get deeper into them as the show keeps going on. We lead up to their Cubs game, which is at 2:20, right here on the fan, and we'll start pregame at about 1:35 or something like that. But I think that in baseball, you can be hurt and still have an impact as a leader. And football is a little bit different. I remember when Strahan, that season you were talking about, it was actually my last season in 2006. He was hurt and he wasn't around a lot, but he still was a leader.
Yeah,
like he'd still be there, and you need that because sometimes it feels like guys just need a voice other than the coach.
Yeah.
Or in baseball's case, the manager.
A respected peer.
A respected peer who you know is telling you the right things and is not being selfish, is not being, I don't know, overbearing, but he's just giving you advice that's important for you.
Not lying to you.
And he's not lying to you. And I feel like, as it pertains to Aaron Boone and the Yankee team, it feels like they're missing that from an on-field perspective, but I don't think they're missing it from a clubhouse perspective. I think they're missing the guy who it stands up at the plate or whatever in the field or gets on the mound and just dominates and that lifts everybody.
Yeah.
It's what the Yankees are missing right now, it feels like. It's just that guy who just is going to be accountable every single day. You know he's going to perform every single day, and you trust that and you want to follow it.
Yeah, I just don't think they have anybody right now with the ability to come through with the big hit.
It's an ability thing.
Yeah, and when they do, it's a fundamental mistake. Like Domínguez yesterday could have started a whole rally, slides off the bag. It's the little things. They clean those. There's nothing Judge could say to change that.
No.
It's just got to be done. Jay in Chicago. Jay, you headed out to Wrigley? What's the deal, Jay?
What's up, Jay?
Man, I'm just chilling in Chicago,
All right, what's going on?
Anyway, I got 2 Yankee points. Bear with me. So if you're the Yankees, which route do you take? Do you go for Miller and possibly take on Machado's contract and then get Jeffers? Or would you forget about Miller, go for Weaver, Jeffers, and maybe a riser Devers? Because I'm sure Devers would love to get back at the Red Sox, besides for benefiting from the short course.
Well,
additionally, do you think any teams are looking to trade their manager? I'm sure the Yankees could use a new one.
Very funny, Jay. Just real quickly, Ryan Jeffers is not going to get traded now. I have to officially wave the white flag. They traded for A.J. Minter last night.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Rafael Devers goes, the idea of sticking it to the Red Sox and getting a power bat's great. I'm not looking for another guy that strikes out 200 times.
Yeah, right. And can potentially be a clubhouse issue.
Yeah, to me, look, I like the idea of him coming in and 40 homers for the Yankees. Sure, I'm not thumbing my nose. I'm not saying the Yankees couldn't use that. But when you think about this goes beyond what you need to save the next 2 months, I think we'd have a hard time stomaching Rafael Devers and what he brings to the table the next 6 years.
Yeah, look, the Yankees at this trade deadline need to piece together something that gives them the chance to get strong, better, and ready for the postseason for when hopefully Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton come back. That's what this trade deadline should be about. And you're not replacing Aaron Judge, you're not replacing Giancarlo Stanton, but you need something to bridge them so that they don't have games like they had in this final 4th game against the White Sox where you're anemic.
Yep.
It was a hard game. I mean, it was a good game if you like pitching duels, but it was an anemic game to watch. And Yankee fans, you all know this because you felt the same way I did. Once it got in extra innings, you knew they were losing. Like you just knew that they weren't going to manufacture the type. All of a sudden, flip the offensive switch and score enough runs to win the game and steal the series. Instead, they split it with the White Sox. They had a chance to gain a half a game on the Red Sox on the Rays, who were idle yesterday, and you don't do it. And it's just frustrating. It's like you feel what this team can be, but they're not close to it.
And every day just feels like the same story.
It's the same
and it's
story.
just a coin flip on whether they're going to actually have the bullpen not give up the extra runner.
Yeah. No, you're right.
That's what it is. Al in Jersey. Al, let's see what you got.
Yeah, hey, guys. Tiki, you know how much I love Evan. I can't think of two nerdier Met fans than me and him. But I got to call him out on this one.
Go ahead.
Yesterday I called and asked Shaun to write in the subject line that I wanted to give Shaun a compliment. Literally 3 seconds into my call, Evan clipped me. I'm like, dude, what's up with this? So let me get that in now. Growing up as a Met fan, surrounded by Yankee fans, most of the Yankee fans around me were like C-Mac, BT, that style, that everything the Yankees do is gold, and all their prospects are going to be the next Mickey Mantle and all that kind of stuff. Delusional Yankee fans, like we call it. Shaun is finally the first voice on WFAN that literally looks at the Yankees as a level head. When they need to be called out, he calls them out. Every prospect is not going to be the next big thing, which I love about him.
Thank you.
So I believe that take about the Titans, that comes from that sort of fandom that he takes it to the Giants as well.
Right. For those who missed this, Al, real quick.
Hold
on real quick, Al. For those that missed this, yesterday was saying he wants the Jets to lose the opening game against the Titans because he doesn't want the Titans hungry and desperate when they play the Giants in week 3 at 0-2. And so Shaun's stance is, look, it's nothing against the Jets. I just want the Titans to win a game so that they come to play the Giants and the Giants have an advantage. Emotionally,
that's all. I don't think that was that crazy a take.
Not at all. Shaun, that's what makes you you. I love it, and keep it up.
I appreciate it, Al. All right, you know what? Have fun with your nice calls about me, huh? A little compliment. Al, I'd love to take you home, please, because I go home with my 2 daughters and wife, and I don't get any compliments at all. Just expected to do this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
Don't worry, I'll grill later, honey. 888-808-1019. Let's eat. Speaking of grilling.
Shaun Morash in the booth. Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go! Cinco de Luncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything, everywhere. And you know when Connor Green is in, he's got to deliver. Let's see. He's got open-toe shoes today. Let's see what's going on with Connor Green.
It's hot outside.
So Robert Saleh allegedly told people that he plans on kicking the Jets' ass in Week 1.
Yeah.
So I looked at now, here are the top 5 revenge games in NFL history.
Oh.
Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go! Number 5.
Number 5, Randy Moss versus the Cowboys on Thanksgiving in 1998. They passed on him in the draft that year because of character concerns. He grew up a fan of the team. So on Thanksgiving that year against the Cowboys, Moss only had 3 catches for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Wow. Randy Moss breaks a tackle, and Randy Moss races down the sideline, and Randy Moss just outruns everybody into the end zone. He is incredible. I think he might be enjoying some turkey. Yeah.
That's
3
so good.
for a 163.
163, 3 touchdowns.
That is absurd.
It was crazy. You know what I remember about that game? That the old AstroTurf at the old Texas Stadium just took on so much water. It was a rainy Thanksgiving day, and Randy Moss was just running through puddles on AstroTurf.
Yeah, because
those touchdowns.
Yeah, the hole in the top in the roof was a big deal.
Yeah,
and that field, I'll never forget it because I played there. Whenever I'd get tackled on the sideline, you'd look over, you couldn't see the feet of the people on the other sideline.
Crazy.
The crown was so big, and so water would just kind of sit.
That is why. Yeah. I have this image of it. All right, go on.
Here we go.
Number 4.
The 1940 NFL Championship game between the Bears and Redskins. Now, I couldn't find any audio from this.
Shocker.
I don't believe television existed at that point. But the Redskins had beaten the Bears 7-3 3 weeks earlier. After the game, Redskins owner George Preston Marshall told reporters the Bears were crybabies and quit when the going got tough.
Wow.
So Bears head coach George Halas showed his team the quote and said, "Gentlemen, this is what George Preston Marshall thinks of you. Well, I think you're a great football team. Now go out there and prove it." The Bears won the game 73-0.
Wow. They ran up the score.
Scored 11 total touchdowns. To this day, still the most points ever scored in an NFL game.
Wow.
They scored so many touchdowns, the officials asked them to go for 2 instead of kicking extra points because they were tired of going and chasing the ball down.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Dude, how is that not number 1? That's
a great story.
3. It's not number 1 because I guess it's 1940.
Yeah, but still, it's obviously the most points scored in an NFL game, as you mentioned. It's got to be the biggest point differential in the history of the NFL.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
I love it. Great job, Connor. This is where Connor's better than me because I always go in my lifetime because I ain't doing that 1940 research. Go on, Connor.
Here we go.
Number 3.
The 2010 AFC divisional playoff between the Jets and Patriots.
Jets would clinch it with a field goal. Nick Falco, of course, missed one earlier. That's not even going to be a case now because Green is taking it home. Touchdown, New York. Oh, well, no wonder. Yeah, baby. Ryan also all the way to the end zone.
You hear Rex Ryan. He ran into the end zone after the Shaun Green touchdown late in the game. The Jets lost 45-3 Week 13 that year against the Patriots.
Yeah.
We all billed that as one of the biggest Jets regular season games of all time. No one gave the Jets a chance to win that game. They come back, win it in Foxborough, and to this day, that is the last Jets playoff win, 2010.
Wow. Oh, that sucks. All right, go on.
Here we go.
Number 2.
John Gruden beating the Raiders in Super Bowl 37 after a loss in the AFC Championship game in 2001. The Tuck Rule game, he gets fired, goes to the Buccaneers. They face off in the Super Bowl, and the Bucs dominated the Raiders in Super Bowl 37.
3rd and 18, and this is going to write a finish. Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl.
I love Al Michaels. You can tell a lot more energy back then, maybe, than he has now. But if you watch, I watched the Americas game on that, they basically were calling out the Raiders' plays on offense.
Yeah, my
game.
brother was obviously on that team. I was at that Super Bowl. He told us before, he's like, we know everything they're going to do. And after the game, he said, every play they ran, we practiced against. And again,
how did they not change their offense for that game?
Because it was the same coach. It was they elevated. I forget
Bill Callahan.
Bill Callahan. So it was the same coaching staff, and so other than Gruden, and so they didn't change a thing.
How could you not for that game, knowing you played?
Do something different. Use different terminology.
Dominated that game.
Yeah. One of the craziest Super Bowls it was boring but fun boring because you knew what was going on.
Oh, I loved it because my brother won a Super Bowl.
Well, I was crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Number 1.
Tiki Barber's final regular season game against the Redskins. So Tiki, you grew up I know, right? Tiki, you grew up a Redskins fan.
Huge Redskins fan.
They could have drafted you.
Man. I mean, how could I not be in Virginia?
Yeah, they could have drafted you. They took Kennard Lang. I looked it up instead of you.
That's correct.
So you responded by going belt to ass against the Redskins your entire career. I looked it up. In 19 games, you racked up 1,895 all-purpose yards, but you saved your best for last in your final regular season game.
Hand off Barber. Runs right. Finds his way through a hole. To the 40. 35-30. Barber to the 20. Being chased from behind to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown! Tiki Barber! Over 200. 50 yards! His second 50-plus run tonight.
23 carries, 234 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that was the last one. That was a phenomenal game. A lot of friends from growing up were at that game.
It was great.
I remember there was a Giant fan. I think I told the story. I don't know if I told it on WFAN. I know I told it when I was on the network. It was a Giant fan who was sitting right in the front of the front row of that end zone, and it's surrounded by then Redskin fans. And I scored a touchdown. I blew a kiss as I always did, and I gave him the ball. It turned out it was like, I don't know if he was in law enforcement or something like that, but Ronnie Barnes, the guy contacted Ronnie Barnes and sent him that football and asked if I would sign it. And so I signed it, as I always do, Tiki Barber, but then I put the stats of that game, 23 carries, 230.
Did you? That's sick.
Yeah, it was cool. It's got to be an awesome piece of memorabilia that whoever that guy had. That was one of the funnest games I ever played.
Would you have extra motivation when you would play against them?
100%.
You would.
But we were so familiar with them, like we knew what they were doing. Yeah. In fact, so that first touchdown, we ran a draw. It was a draw that we had run earlier in the game, and they liked to do at that time a bunch of cross dogs. So the Will would become the Mike would become the Will. They would switch positions, and it was to confuse. It was confuse the blocking scheme. And I remember the first time we ran, I got drilled, and I went to the fullback, and I was like, dude, Jim Finn.
Yeah.
I was like, Finney, if they do that cross dog again, just take the guy who becomes the Mike.
Okay, think of it that way.
Don't run out of the play with the Mike because he's running himself out of the play. And so we run it again. They do the same cross dog. He looks at the Mike like he's going to take him. Then he stays with the guy who becomes the Mike. He blocks him, just clips him off the edge a little bit, and allows me to scoot through this hole. Sean Taylor's coming downhill to fill that hole. He just misses me, misses the back. He actually grabs my jersey, but I was strong enough to run through it. Bounce out to the outside, 50 yards for a touchdown. And I get to the sideline, Finney's like, I hate you, dude. He's like, why you always going to be right?
That was great.
I hate you.
Yeah, you and I had different nights that night. That was a Saturday night, not a Sunday game. And that was the last time in my life I drank Coors Light. Boy, was I nauseous.
Really? Last time ever?
I must have had like 18 of them that night.
You had one every time I had to carry.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was just Tiki carrying the Giants to the playoffs. I was wrecked that night going to bed. That was a bad
because we were
scene.
7-8. We needed to win that game.
That was the definition to have the spins. About 3 a.m. I woke up like, did Tiki really score all those touchdowns? I'm going to puke.
Tiki's loading up on yards and touchdowns. You're loading up on alcohol.
Exactly.
Hey, I knew we were simpatico for
And here we are all these years later, right? 888-808. 888-1019. All right, we'll get you set. Finish taking your calls. Get you set for the Yankees and Cubbies coming up. 1:40 pregame. It's Evan and Tiki without Evan with Shaun Morash here on The Fan. And if you're locked in for the MLB season, Fanatics Sportsbook is where you need to be. They're giving you profit boosts every single day. Use them on any hit, run, or strikeout. So every at-bat and inning means a little more. And new this season, they've got the long ball jackpot. Every MLB game day, pick any player to hit a home run. If they hit the longest one of the day, you're taking home a share of $50,000 in fan cash. Track your player on the daily leaderboard, see total entries, and watch the estimated payout in real time. And with Fanatics Sportsbook, you get up to 10% fan cash back on your bets. You can use that fan cash on Profit Boost, more bets, exchange it for merch, collectibles, tickets to events, and more. From the first pitch to the final out, Fanatics Sportsbook gives you more reasons to stay in the game. Download the Fanatics Sportsbook app and see why winning hits different here. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York residents call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Connecticut residents call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
ESPN has reported that the NBA's investigation into Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers could now stretch into 2027. What the hell is going on here? We've known about this situation with Kawhi for a year, and it still isn't resolved. And to make things worse, the Toronto Raptors are trying to complete a trade for Kawhi Leonard. The NBA needs to get this figured out sooner rather than later for the upcoming season. I'm Nick Costos.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like public works supervisor.
Hey, this waterman is under a ton of pressure. Did you ever fix it?
Yeah, 3 layers of duct tape. Wait, should I have added a 4th layer?
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense is a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released 3rd-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Rideshare accident at Richmond and Platinum Avenues? Shulman and Hill Injury Lawyers won't let the insurance company take you for a ride. No one fights harder for New York. Every borough, every block. Shulman and Hill, we are New York. Get a free case review. Search Shulman and Hill Injury Lawyers.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
I'm Galen, co-founder of Brooklyn SolarWorks. With my Chase Inc. Business Premier Card, I get unlimited 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more. So everything we buy to run our solar business gives us cash back that we put back into the neighborhood, donating solar panels to community gardens.
Chase Inc. Cashback built for every business. Find the right card at chase.com/inc. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. You know, after years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. Red Pocket Mobile gives you 3 major 5G networks to choose from. Switching cities? Switch your network. That's like calling your own Audible. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Right now, you can grab a full breakfast at Dunkin' for $6. That's 2 wake-up wrap sandwiches and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. It's quick, easy, and it covers your whole morning all in one stop. Did I mention it's filling and delicious? It's a full breakfast, it's a great value, and it just makes mornings easier. So next time you're at Dunkin', don't overthink it. Order the Dunkin' $6 meal deal. No substitutions, participations and times may vary. Offer prices varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer. Cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal too, right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody.
Start the day with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash on the Fan. Yankee baseball coming up, 1:40 pregame, Yankees and Cubs. We'll get you there. Emmanuel in the house, getting ready for the pregame. I thought I've seen it all here. I'll say it on the air. I don't care. I just went out in that last break to do my traditional, all right, top of the hour. All you do is drink water when you're on the air. I'm going to use the bathroom. And I go out, and Emmanuel Barbari is sitting out there, and he basically stands up like he had the wands when an airplane goes to land. Yeah. And I'm like, what is going on, Emmanuel? He's like, you can't go out there. I'm like, what is going on? So we're getting construction done. We're getting these nice, beautiful studios they're building. Apparently, part of the construction today, they have hit a pipe that has burst water. Oh, geez. And you currently need a kayak to leave WFAN right now if you want to exit around, the exit we have. So
we're talking.
Emmanuel just explained to me that he went either to loop around or to go find a bathroom and had to take his shoes off and roll up his pants.
Are you serious?
To get there.
Oh, that's why you wore sandals,
yeah,
Connor.
If you could picture Emmanuel with his shoes off and his bare feet before he gets set for Yankees pregame. This is so. When you listen to Yankees pregame today, understand what Emmanuel just went through, and he is preaching all of us. Now, there's a whole crew working on sopping this up, mopping it out. And I got news for you. When this show is over, I mean, you could soak my clothes. I am out of here.
You gotta get a bait. Did you bring a bathing suit? You gotta swim out of here.
I will throw out these clothes. I mean, I am not getting stuck here. No shot. So they're working hard, but very perfect. We used to hear the stories about the oldest stories too. Is this Emmanuel cracking up? I mean, look at this. He's dressed all nice. He's dressed. It's Yankees Cubbies. Look, he's in socks. Look at him, Tiki.
Are those socks wet,
Emmanuel in socks.
They got to be wet now.
Oh my God.
And by the way, there is nothing worse than having wet socks.
I agree.
It is.
It's
worst.
A day ruiner.
Of course, because now if you're not home, you just basically got to go sockless. Because there's nothing worse than walking around in wet socks.
Do you ever get ready for work and you're just about to leave and you're going to put your shoes on, but you step in like a puddle in the bathroom because you came out of the shower or something?
You'd rather have a wet shirt than wet socks.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it. So we go from white socks to wet socks, and that's kind of the week that Emmanuel has had here doing the pregame. Yeah, look at that. I'll be here all day. Actually, I probably will be.
Have fun with your socks.
Have fun with your socks. So all too perfect. So we're back to the Astoria days. There's a broken pipe. It's flooded. I don't know what the hell is going on. But with that, today's window seat is brought to you by Windorama. Save up to 40% on new windows and doors. And I'm putting Will Warren in the window seat here today, Tiki.
Needs it.
First of all, he's pitched terribly his last couple starts out. And look, it ain't his fault, but the Yankees don't score right now. So if Will Warren goes out there and for the first 2 innings gives up one of these big home runs, you just know the Yankees are dead in the water today.
No, you're right. His last outing was not good. Previous 2 actually haven't been that great. But his last outing gave up 6 runs to the Phillies in just 3 innings. So
yeah.
You worry about it, and the last thing you want to do is start the series against the Cubs with a loss, especially because we keep talking about this race in the American League East against the Rays. Hopefully the White Sox take their momentum that they've built over the last 2 games, even though it hasn't been anything other than winning in extra innings, and beat the Rays because they have the Rays next, and give the Yankees a chance to even themselves or even pull ahead this weekend in Chicago. So Will Warren absolutely has to have a game that we kind of saw earlier in the year from him, but haven't seen much of lately.
Yeah, so hopefully the Yankees can scratch across a couple runs, and Will Warren just finds a way to do that, like you said. But I don't know how you couldn't have confidence right now, and clearly the manager of the Yankees doesn't have confidence right now. And I'm very mixed on the following clip I want to play for you, Tiki. And by the way, congrats to the Jets and Giants. You allowed us to make it to hour number 4 before we had to play this clip. On other days, this would have been a lead. But Aaron Boone was really fired up after the loss yesterday. Really fired up. And I appreciate that part of it. This is where I'm mixed. I appreciate the fact that, you're showing me you're pissed off because we're pissed off as fans at what we're watching.
Right.
But there was something he said that makes me very mixed that goes, what are we doing here again, Aaron Boone? So here's the clip, and let's play the game. Guess why Shaun's upset with it.
Look, I mean, we had to score a freaking point. It's not the story is not, the pitchers again did their job. Obviously, Stormy was great to get us going. The bullpen was good, including Cruz. We got to score. I mean, that's the story, the beginning and end of it. We got to find a way.
See the Jazz pick off?
Stone base. That's how lefties pick off. That's how you get caught stealing on that.
You say you can't count on guys coming through here for help, but do you think that you guys need a bat?
I don't know, Randy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to play the speculative game every single day now. What's going to happen Monday will happen or not happen. We have to score better. We have to do a better job offensively, period, and not looking over our shoulders for anyone. We have to find a way.
I wonder if it sounds like he's not making an excuse, but trying to explain why some of his hitters are tight.
Yeah.
Look, they know that they've been bad for an extended stretch of time, collectively. There's been some individuals that have had some moments, but they've been bad collectively at scoring runs, and they hear the noise. We're talking about it every day.
Yep.
The media, the beat writers are talking about it every single day. Who are you going to bring in to replace XYZ player? Austin Wells. What catcher are you bringing in? Are you going to upgrade at shortstop? All these things. And so you start looking over your shoulder. That's basically what he's saying. You're like, all right, who's coming to take my job?
We're having this conversation every day. These players are hearing it.
Right. You're so worried about keeping your job that you're not doing your job. I mean, it's a problem in society in general, but it feels like when you're evaluated on a day-to-day basis, like baseball players are, it can become terminal, right? It can it can cripple you to the point where you're not the player that your baseball card says you are.
Yeah, and look, so this is where I give Boone credit. I want my manager to feel what I'm feeling as a fan.
Yeah.
Right? And he clearly is feeling it, and he's pissed. And Boone has one of these, two of these every year, and it fires me up. This is the Aaron Boone I like.
Mm-hmm.
Show me that we're not deranged morons. You see what we're seeing, and he showed you that. But, well, there's one practical thing and one absurd thing. Let's get to the absurd thing. Just play the first 10 seconds again, Connor, please. The first 10 seconds.
We got to score a freaking point.
Stop it right there. This is not the first time Aaron Boone has done this. And this is, Tiki, I know that we've debated this in the past. It drives me nuts.
Point.
A guy like Aaron Boone, who is a baseball lifer from a baseball family. It's part of why we love Aaron Boone. His father, his brother, all of this. How could Aaron Boone still make the mistake of calling a run a point? It's part of what makes baseball unique and separate. They are not PBIs. They're not points batted in.
Point.
They're runs batted in. You can't manage a baseball team and simultaneously say we have to score a point. My daughter is 5. My daughter says points when she watches the Yankees.
Point.
I correct her every single night. Why do I do that? I don't want her going to school calling runs points because she'll get made fun of.
Point.
And yet, here's the manager of the Yankees calling them points.
Point.
It's the little things, Tiki.
Yeah.
It's the little things.
Yeah.
And that's a little minor detail. The manager, you cannot be qualified to be a manager and call a run a point.
No, you're right about that.
The Yankees need to hit some more home points.
Yeah, they do. They
Yes,
do some
home
more
points. Imagine if somebody said that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It sounds.
Read
bad.
the stats on Baseball Reference. Do you see P's there or do you see R's there?
You see ours, definitely ours.
Oh, God. Now.
And as good as Fernando Cruz has been, you can't walk in the winning run, dude.
No, you can't.
I mean,
but
I
again,
get- yeah, I get
I get his point, though. Like, how much more is his pitching supposed to do? I mean, even we got on Paul Blackburn the other day. The guy's not entitled to look like Paul Blackburn for the first time this year. The other thing I will say, and he did fix this, so I want to give him credit. I'm happy that the lineup is out. Dude, when you see the lineup struggling the way it is, like the Trent Grisham leadoff thing is so over. It's so last year. I don't even fault Trent Grisham. Like, Trent Grisham is who Trent Grisham is. He could play some smooth defense that some people mistake for speed, which isn't. He had some big home runs last year. Every once in a while, we need a big homer. This year, he's there for you. I don't dislike Trent Grisham. And ironically enough, I didn't want them to bring him back in the qualifying offer. Thank God they have him.
Yeah.
When you consider the injuries they had. That being said, he is not a major league leadoff hitter. And for him to go 2 for his last 40 since he's come back, and you still were trotting him out there every day at leadoff, the leadoff hitter gets the most at-bats on the team. Of
course.
You have guys like Jasson Domínguez who seemingly get a hit every day. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Like, Trent Grisham has been worse than Anthony Volpe. Like, if you're going to go down this road, I'd almost rather Anthony Volpe hit leadoff. I can't believe I'm saying that.
No, you don't-
I don't mean that, but, like, the point is, like, that's a better option with Trent Grisham.
Right, you'd almost want to just try it because there was a moment,
Yeah.
was it 2 years ago? Maybe it was last year, where Anthony Volpe was leading off. And
Right.
it elevated him for a minute, and then he reversed it back to his mean and was bad at it. But Trent Grisham is not having the season that we all expected. Coming off a career year a year ago, at the plate at least. He's always been the same in the outfield, but coming off a career year, you expected, and in a contract year, you expected him to be better.
Yeah, and look, today they're hitting him 5th. In a lineup like this where they're so depleted, I don't have an issue with that because if the guys get in front of him and you have one of those like Trent Grisham once, twice a week homers, great. Maybe people are on base, and that works. But like that's got to end, and it's Goldschmidt's hitting leadoff today. So if you have an issue with the Yankees and you're Aaron Boone scoring runs, we got to score a run. Like wake up and
we
realize
got to score a freaking point.
What you've done with this lineup just can't happen. So score some
He
points.
also doesn't
today.
have a ton of great options.
I agree, he doesn't.
He just doesn't.
But
it's a shame.
I give you one though. Dominguez should hit leadoff.
I mean, why not?
Why not? Can't be worse.
But then who's sitting in your 4-hole?
Grisham, I guess. I mean, I would rather take the risk that Dominguez gets an extra at bat every game and Grisham drives in a run out of the cleanup hole. I again, not a great option. I totally understand that. But I know what's the worst option right now, and it's arguably your worst hitter that's not a catcher right now is Trent Grisham. He cannot be hitting leadoff.
Right.
So that's where we're at. He's still calling runs points, and it drove me nuts. 888-808-1019. You know what? Richard in Manhattan, why not? Go for it.
Hi, Shaun. Hi, Tiki.
Hi.
What's up, Richard?
These 2 games with the Yankees have been the 2 most exciting games I've seen this year. This is like playoff baseball.
They lost both games.
Right, but that doesn't decrease the satisfaction that I had the pleasure of watching. It was great. It makes me. Now, here's some points. Manfred's Ghost Runner, both games, Ghost Runners were great. A lot of strategy. People say it's not baseball. It is. It's more baseball. Do you move the runner over? Do you go for one run if you're the opposing team?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I like it. I think it's a lot of excitement, a lot of possibilities. Okay, Boone blew the game Wednesday night. He blew the game because Tuesday night he used his 3 best relievers.
I agree.
Now, I'm all for going with your 3 relievers. I'm all for that. But he didn't have to. On Tuesday night, Chiavilli threw 5 pitches. Hedrick threw 8 pitches. Those guys could have gone more than they did. He ended up using Bednar 2 innings, and Bednar threw 1 inning, and he threw 25 pitches, including the 2-run homer. If he would have used Chiavilli and Bednar, he would have had Hedrick for Wednesday night. That's how he blew that game.
No, Rich, I agree. He mismanaged the bullpen this week.
Yeah.
I can't deny it. However...
Now, the reason he does this is because he wants to use Hedrick. Hedrick. He wants to use him frequently.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he is he's
the best reliever, not even
he's the plug in the hole, and he wants to use him as often as possible. And by the way, he's lived up to it. He's been exactly what Aaron Boone expected him to be. And should you have given him more run? Probably. But you also this goes back to the Volpe error in that game where he drops a pop fly. Now you have to bring in Bednar. Now, could you have just stayed with Chiavilli? Probably.
Okay, but here's where I'm going to defend Boone here. Because yesterday, when he brought Chiavilli back out for the second inning, he was not the same pitcher. And I think what we have to understand, the Yankees just aren't built with 2-inning relievers.
No.
So it's easy to say.
We had one, but he's now on the Mets.
Exactly. Luke Weaver was that guy. Even Fernando Cruz. Does Fernando Cruz's splitter look like it gets any better in that second inning? So I have really come to terms with, I like the Yankees' arms in the pen, but I don't expect anything more than 1 inning for them. The moment they sit down and do the get-up and come back out, you just know they're losing. And Chiavilli was another example of that yesterday. So what do you think would have happened if they went to him and extended him or Hedrick? I don't want to see these guys for more than 1 inning. And it's okay. They're not more than 1-inning pitchers. 888-808-1019. We will get you set, Yankees and Cubs, when we come back.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
The Yankees head to the north side of the Windy City to play ball at Wrigley. 2:20 this afternoon.
Fielded by Jazz, acrobatic throw, off balance, in time.
The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan, 101.9 FM, and available en Espanol on the free Odyssey app.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Looking for peace of mind in selecting your next SUV? Mazda is named the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. That means confidence for every drive, all at a value that might surprise you. Visit your local Mazda dealer for great offers during Mazda's More to Move You sales event.
John Montone. Right now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, we have a full lineup of new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokees.
Todd, I'm digging the refreshed look, new tech features, and that powerful new engine.
And during the Make This a Summer event happening at Ramsey, let your summer thrills begin with a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Altitude 4x4. Lease for $379 a month for 36 months.
Or drive off in a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited 4x4. Lease for just $399 a month for 36 months.
Both offers with just $48.88 due at signing and 0% APR financing for 36 months.
So head to Ramsey and make this the summer before these deals fall away. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. Tax, title, registration extra. $0 security deposit. VIN number TC258760 and T8564639. 0% APR at $27.78 per month for $1,000 finance. Ends 8/3/26.
The appetite for destruction returns. Guns N' Roses. Tour 2026. One night. MetLife Stadium, August 12th. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve, but my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Must be 21, please drink responsibly. Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Living in the city that never sleeps, you need a powerful home connection that keeps pace with your midnight grind. Keep your connection as legendary as the city itself. If you're a Verizon mobile customer, switch to Fios Home Internet and get reliable 100% fiber optic speed for just $20 a month. It's high-speed fiber dependability for less than a week of subway rides. Visit Verizon.com and switch today. Availability varies for Fios customers with AutoPay, Mobile Plus Home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. One offer per eligible account. Additional terms apply. Limited time offer.
It's The Road Ahead, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com and discover movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx continues its road trip in the Windy City, where they're taking on both teams from Chicago. Then they come back home for an extended homestand.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Run or walk with Giants legends. The Giants Foundation will host a 5K racing kids run presented by Quest on Sunday, November 8th at 9 a.m. at MetLife Stadium. Net proceeds will benefit the Giants Foundation. All participants will receive a commemorative t-shirt. And after the race, stay for a post-race festival with appearances by Giants legends and the live DJ. Register now at giants.com/5K. The Giants Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Listen weekdays to Evan and Tiki for the Call of the Day. Brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books with Western One Sports. The lead up to the U.S. Open continues with the quarterfinals in D.C., and I think top-ranked American Ben Shelton will again have his hands full. He's playing a third straight lefty in Alejandro Tabilo, whose serve will be a challenge for Shelton. Ben has gone the distance in both matches this week, and I think we see that again tonight. Lefty on lefty, both are strong servers. I'll take the over, 22.5 games. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
The conversation never stops on The Carton Show. Join Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle weekdays from 2 to 7. Call 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. It's the traditional Friday, 2:20 p.m. Eastern start at Wrigley for the Yankees today. Will Warren facing Shota Imanaga, who had back-to-back scoreless appearances, so good news for him facing this Yankee lineup. The game can be heard right here on the Fan, 1:40 pregame with the sockless Emmanuel Barbari. The Mets look to take 2 straight versus the Marlins. It's Freddie Peralta taking on Jansen Junk, and what could be Peralta's final start for the Mets before they trade him, likely for Junk. Thank you. I'll be here all night. All right. And
not him specifically.
Not him specifically, but you get the point. It is Spider-Man night at Citi Field, which I know Evan Roberts is attending later. Evan Roberts not here today. He's seeing the Spider-Man movie. And Evan said this to me yesterday, and I kind of just let it go over my head. And then I saw, I think Times Square did a big setup. I want to make one thing clear. I'm getting hammered on social media for this, Tiki. Shocker. If you like a great movie and this movie's great, by all means, enjoy it. I'm not telling you not to enjoy it. I'm not telling you this movie can't be great. But here's what I will say. How many Spider-Man movies does somebody need to see? How many Spider-Man movies?
How different is this one going to be?
Right. And, but it's getting great reviews. But here's the thing, man. Maybe we've all just succumbed. And, again, I'm going to use the word lazy. Have gotten used to the fact that we see no original ideas anymore.
No. Well, they don't make it to theaters. That's the problem.
No, and because there are good movies. I'll sit home and be like, it was a good movie. How come nobody even talked about it? But, dude, I looked up. I lost count on the amount of Spider-Man movies that have come out in my lifetime alone.
Yeah. There's 25 Die Hard movies, too.
Yeah, and the Fast and the Furious is. So I see everybody in a frenzy about Spider-Man today. And I feel bad saying this, but I would just say this, really? Honestly, you're dying to see another Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, is it important to the Marvel canon?
Yeah.
That's what.
And it's going to gross millions upon millions,
right?
right?
That's because they need blockbusters in theaters these days. And you've seen all these advances in movie theater technology, from the 4D to the screens, whatever you needed to see the Odyssey, and I forget what it was, like that extra IMAX wide 70K or whatever the heck it is. And so you have to justify the spend on the physical space.
Yeah.
And so, a really good movie isn't going to make it in the theaters, but a potential blockbuster will, because they're trying to recoup that money.
Yeah.
I mean, Odyssey, they're extending them now.
Yeah.
They're making them run longer in theaters because it's hard to get in.
It's hard to get in. You want to experience it in that.
Yes.
But at least the Odyssey, I know it's, a poem, as I was alerted to, about from 3,000 years ago.
Yes,
but
the Iliad.
The Iliad.
Yes.
Which,
by the way, didn't end with the horse. That's after the poem.
Don't tell me any ending. I didn't see it.
You know what happens.
I don't know I didn't even know it was a poem until last week. You weren't here.
You've heard of the Trojan horse.
Okay, I have heard of the Trojan horse.
Okay.
I've heard of the Trojan prophylactic as well. I've heard of the USC Trojans. I didn't know it was from this Iliad.
It's not. It's not in the book.
Oh, okay.
It's not in the poem.
Written by, was that Homer?
Homer
That did that?
Yeah, it's not.
Simpson?
It's not in
Homer
the,
Simpson.
It's not in the poem. It's actually after the poem.
Okay.
But everybody thinks it's in the poem.
Not me, because I didn't know what the difference was either way. But the point is, at least that, as old as a tale as it was a new, to us, concept of a movie.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen it.
The idea that how many times you got to watch this guy climb a building and shoot webs? I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, how different can it be?
Right. We get it. He got bit by a
With great
spider.
power comes great responsibility. That whole thing.
Here, by the way, I'm going to spoil the movie for you. Spider-Man has some kind of love story and saves somebody.
Saves the day.
And he saves the day.
Yeah.
Credits. I mean, honestly.
What if he dies at the end?
I'm sure we would have heard about it by now.
You got to replace him with somebody else.
It's just, I don't know. Look, I don't tell you.
Another kid gets bitten by a radioactive spider.
God,
there was a Miles Morales. I think he's the other Spider-Man they would put in there.
It's an alternate reality.
There's another Spider-Man, yeah.
It's an alternate reality,
So
too.
it's like an Inception kind of thing. It's just, look, like what you like, and if this is what you do, and I know I spend my time on a lot of wasteful activities. The idea that I'm taking 2 hours out on a summer afternoon when we only get so many of these to go see another Spider-Man, there has to be something better to do with your life. 888-808-1019. Jake in Rhode Island. Jake, what's up?
Hey, Jake.
How we doing, guys?
All's well.
What's up, Jake?
I couldn't agree more. If I'm going to watch Spider-Man, it's Tobey Maguire once, maybe every 2 years.
Yeah, that's it. And you catch it halfway through, it's on FX or something, right? I mean, geez.
Yeah, you wake up, it's like 7 in the morning, and you're like, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I've seen them. I'm over it. We're done.
But I just wanted to call because I've been thinking of the Giants a lot the last couple of days, listening to you guys, and I had a question for Tiki, and I think when the Giants are playing their first home playoff game that we've seen since, Eli beat down the Falcons this year. They're going to be talking about Denard Wilson's defense. I think Deonte Banks. I think what he can do for Deonte Banks is something that us Giants fans are going to be so grateful for, because every secondary he's ever been around has gotten better. And I wanted to ask you, Tiki, if you think the same.
Well,
thanks.
So I had this conversation last year. I think I did it in one of the post games with the Giants. It's right here on WFAN. You can listen to them after every game, Giants game. Like, my fear about Deonte Banks is that he was so young when he came here, and specifically targeted by Wink Martindale.
Yes.
Because he's big, physical, press corner. And once they went into a different system a year ago or 2 years ago, it just felt like it just doesn't fit him.
Didn't
and he
matter.
felt lost.
Yep.
And so the coaching staff and Joe Schoen, I'm assuming, decided to let's make him feel good. Let's do something to make him feel good about himself. And so he started returning kickoffs.
Yep.
And we all know he returned a kickoff for a touchdown. He's actually pretty good in that role.
Showed his athleticism.
And it started to see his true athleticism. I was like, man, the thing that's going to piss me off is if Deonte Banks leaves here, goes someplace else, matures into a star because he's a good athlete. From the early returns, and again, I'm not at training camp, obviously, but Denard Wilson is giving him every chance to morph back into that player that Wink Martindale thought he was. He's competing for the second quarterback opposite Paulson Adebo. Who's it?
Greg Newsome and Colton Hood, obviously.
And Colton Hood has a rookie they drafted this past off season. And so there's a good chance he makes the team, even if it's just as a specialist. But I hope he evolves into a role that everybody believed he was going to be when they drafted him.
Yeah, a not wasted corner would be great. Not wasted time coming up next. Yankee pregame, Yankees and Cubs. Emmanuel's got you covered. Thank you to Connor. Thank you to Connor Hughes. Thank you to all the callers. We'll catch you Monday.